Chapter 1457. Wang Feng listened without any change in his expression. Wang Feng naturally knew how much resources were needed to slay a god. Wang Feng did not truly believe the words of these two people who seemed to be speaking from the bottom of their hearts. However, it was beneficial to him anyway. As he thought, Wang Feng's gaze finally landed on Ling Qiu. This child's gaze made Wang Feng's scalp slightly numb. He didn't feel anything, but being stared at by a life form that he didn't feel anything for and wasn't even familiar with made him feel uncomfortable. Before you left, you said to me, if one day I could see you again, it would mean that you had succeeded. Moreover, you would definitely return to the Dark Devil world with a brand new appearance. At that time, even if the Dark Devil world had a huge change, you would still be invincible. Ling Qiu's voice carried some stress, as if her soul was trembling. I did not expect that I would be able to live to see you return. This is really great. Hearing this, Wang Feng was not moved, but his heart inexplicably jumped. That's not right. In Wang Feng's impression, demon god Dai should have gone to the divine world with the determination to die, because he knew that he would not be able to walk the Star Soul Road and could only be a chess piece. Then, why would he say such words to Ling Qiu? Wang Feng vaguely had some guesses. Your temperament has not changed. Wang Feng looked at Ling Qiu's attitude and said with demon god Dai's tone, you have already become a demon master, but you are still so reckless. You are now in the state of a demon soul. You can either enter the reincarnation well or choose another cultivation method. The Dark Devil world has swallowed so many worlds over the years. There should be many cultivation methods, right? You can choose for yourself. There is no need to follow me. Looking at the situation back then, demon god Dai should have had a short and subtle relationship with this Ling Qiu. Therefore, demon god Dai's feelings towards this person should be different from the others. How to put it, an injured demon god and a young lady who ran away from marriage. Wang Feng was still familiar with this kind of plot, even if he did not know the details. But it was definitely not far off. Yes, Ling Qiu looked up to the sky. As a demon master, as long as the demon soul is not destroyed, I can reincarnate and can also cultivate the demon soul again. These years, the Dark Devil world has also summarized many cultivation methods of the demon soul from other worlds. I just met you, I don't want to reincarnate just like that. Then what do you want? There's a plane called the Celestial Artifact, Mystic World. The life forms of this world advocate using the soul to refine weapons. They inject their souls into weapons, causing the weapons to possess a life of their own. Then, through an 8 scenery soul tempering technique, they strengthen themselves and temper their souls during battles, causing the weapons to gradually become stronger. The strongest soul weapon. It can even kill the demon gods of the Dark Demon world. It is one of the most troublesome worlds that the Dark Demon world has encountered. Ling Qiu looked at Wang Feng. You want to take this path? Wang Feng was a little surprised. Yes, I'm currently in the form of a devil soul. With the strength of my devil soul, once I self-destruct, I can easily destroy any small world. If I choose to walk this path, then the soul armaments I'll be able to cultivate will definitely be very strong. Ling Qiu didn't lie. It's not impossible to use the demon soul to cultivate another life form. It's just a change in appearance and race. Moreover, with your family's resources, it's not difficult to find a good embryo. It's even easy to find the same ancient demon bloodline. A life form at the level of a demon master had already transcended the mortal world. It was usually very difficult to die. As long as the demon soul was not destroyed, they could start over. It's possible, but this way there's no point. Starting over, my cultivation will be reset. No matter how fast I cultivate, I won't be able to keep up with you. By your side, I'll only be a burden. It's meaningless. Ling Qiu shook her head. Only the path of a demon soul can make me stronger. I want to be your weapon. Wang Feng. Inject my demon soul into a weapon, and I'll transform it into a real demon soul. A real god-slaying class demon weapon. I believe that in your hands, I'll bloom even more brilliantly. Ling Qiu looked at the sky and said in a tone as if she had been waiting for a long time. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. As long as I can be by your side, Wang Feng felt a little awkward and helpless. It seemed like Di and this girl had spent a very deep period of time together. Otherwise, she wouldn't be so infatuated with him. The awkward thing was that he wasn't Di. He didn't feel anything at all. He had been blinded by this girl's infatuation. Wang Feng still admired people who were infatuated. But if that's the case, thinking of this, Wang Feng finally nodded. All right, up to you. After a long time, Wang Feng thought of something. Perhaps your choice is correct. I happen to have such a weapon, but it's not here. Then I'll enter your god-slaying class and go into hibernation. Wake me up when you find this weapon. Also, the demon's soul can also be cultivated. The stronger my demon soul is, the stronger it will be after fusing with a weapon into a demon soul. Ling Qiyu smiled brightly. Then, she turned into a ray of light and entered Wang Feng's god-slaying class. The god-slaying class was a magical machine technology and not a virtual existence. It was an auxiliary weapon, but it could store any spiritual energy, be it demon's soul or soul. Naturally, it could. My lord, what do you plan to do next? Yuren Xian immediately asked. Wang Feng glanced at him. Let's find a few people first. More accurately, the gods from the god world. This is the reason why my friend followed me here. I promised him. That human powerhouse, Wang Feng? Yu Xiaoxiao's eyes lit up. Who is he looking for? With the influence of our treasure-gathering rocks spread across the 9 regions, this shouldn't be a problem. After the God War, the gods from the God world were defeated. According to Basya and the others, they were sent to the Imperial Demon Army. Where are these gods now? Wang Fengxian asked simply. That's simple. Yuren Xian pondered for a few seconds. The God War between the Dark Demon World and the God World was handled by the treasure-gathering rock. According to the location of the goods after the war, they should have been sent to the central Imperial Sky Demon Domain, which is where Yama is. As for the specific location, it must be the Sky Prison in the Demon Domain. It's a secret area where many of the world's strongest are imprisoned. But Rainblade Heart hesitated for a moment. Rumor has it that some of the gods who were escorted back escaped midway. Now, they are scattered all over the 9 regions of the Dark Demon World. At this time, Yama is furious. Escaped? Wang Fengxian was stunned. That's right, Yu Xiaoxiao continued. It is said that among these gods, there is a god who secretly hid her strength. She has the strength of a god king and is very good at speed and hiding. She is very strong. Midway, this god broke free from the special god-slaying ring of our Dark Demon World and helped other gods break free. They escaped together. No one knows where she is now. This matter attracted the attention of the 9 regions of the Dark Demon World, but until now, we have not found her. Yu Xiaoxiao blinked. I wonder what is the name of the god your honor's friend is looking for? Tell me, what is the name of the god who escaped? Wang Feng asked. She is a first-grade god of the god world, the wind god. She has a rare double god position. She controls 2 types of god's origin. I think her name is Zhu Zhuqing. Chapter 1458. Dark Demon World. Azure Sun Demon Region, one of the 9 regions. Azure Sun Demon Region was originally a world called Azure Sun Realm, which later merged into Dark Demon World's Azure Sun Demon Region. In terms of size, it was ranked in the top 5 among the 9 great demon regions. The number of living beings in each of the 9 great demon regions was different. The civilizations and social forms derived from them were also different. The original Azure Sun Realm was also called Azure Sun Demon Realm. Therefore, there were various kinds of spirit demons here. Spirit demons were one of the branches of spirit demons. Spirit demons were similar in size to demonic beasts. The only difference was that their heads were the heads of soul demons, and their bodies were the bodies of demonic beasts. Different types of spirit demons had different sizes. In terms of strength of the 9 great demon regions, Azure Sun Demon Region was enough to be ranked in the top 3 after the Central Emperor Sky Demon Region. As the overlord and ruler of Azure Sun Realm, Demon God Qingluo was the representative of the old faction of demon gods. These 9 great demon gods were the demon gods of the new era in Dark Demon World. There were also representatives of the old faction of demon gods from many years ago. Many of the old faction of demon gods had fallen because they couldn't break through to a higher realm. Some couldn't keep up with the times and were eliminated. There were only 4 of the 9 great demon gods of the old faction left, excluding Yama Lord. At this moment, Azure Sun Demon Region, Spirit Demon Sacred City. This was an extremely grand city. This city alone is bigger than the entire Douluo World's Federation. I have never seen a city of this level in the Divine World. Our Divine World's development is really too backward these years. I really didn't expect that this fire god would have the opportunity to travel in Dark Demon World. The city was thousands of meters tall, and the city gate was hundreds of meters tall. The tiny figure was completely invisible. The city wall emitted phosphorescent light and was densely covered with dense demonic runes. Endless energy flowed in it, and a mysterious demonic aura extended from the city wall to the surroundings. There is a demon god restriction inside this city. I heard that demon god Douluo, one of the 9 great demon gods, is inside. Zhu Qing, are you sure we want to enter this city? It wasn't easy to escape. The 9 great demon regions must be looking for us. This sacred city is the main city of Azure Sun Demon Region. Aren't we courting death if we go in like this? Several soul demons over 3 meters tall were whispering to each other at the city gate. Countless devilish warships flew through the air above the city, and all kinds of strange and mysterious demonic shadows and soul demons poured into the city like a flood. Few pairs of eyes seemed to be able to discover this seemingly ordinary soul demon. The ones who spoke were a burly soul demon and a slender soul demon. They were all whispering to one of the soul demons in their midst. This soul demon, named Zhu Qing, was a soul demon. As the saying goes, the most dangerous place is the safest place. Since we managed to escape with great difficulty, Zhu Qing even used her divine illusion origin to transform us into soul devils. It will be very difficult for anyone to discover us as long as they are not devil gods. These soul demons might not be able to guess that we are hiding in their main city. Speaking of which, I vaguely remember that Brother Feng disguised himself as the White Popetiff and invaded the Martial Spirit Palace. Even that person, cough cough. Should we disguise ourselves as soul demons this time and have some excitement? We can also let these soul demons in the Dark Demon realm know how powerful we are. After all, I am the god of war of the Divine World. A burly soul demon said thoughtfully, stroking his chin. I think it's a good idea. Moreover, I found something interesting. There are many soul demons in Azure Sun Demon Region. These soul demons don't seem to be good at cooking. They're only good at fighting. With Spirit 7 and my skills, we can definitely let these soul demons know what a supreme delicacy is. The soul demons were talking. The soul demon in the middle was thinking carefully. At this moment, light flickered on the 1,000-meter-tall city wall. Immediately, a human figure appeared. Such a magnificent wall, with built-in magical machine technology, seemed to have a lot of functions. F***CK. Look, isn't this our wanted poster? The burly soul demon was shocked. He hurriedly used a mental voice transmission and pointed at the 3-dimensional image reflected on the city wall. Many soul demons and soul demons that had poured into the city stopped to take a closer look. Then, they whispered in disgust in low voices. The Imperial Demon Army is really something. They have already captured the gods of the Divine World. How could they let them escape? This is the 3rd time in history that we, the Dark Demon Realm, have launched a war against the Divine World. This is the only time we succeeded. Who would have thought that we would fail at the last moment, right? Have you heard? I heard that the commander of this war, Demon God Shang, returned from the virtual origin battlefield a few days ago. He returned quietly. He landed directly in the sky above Bright Sun Demon Region and blew up the mountains within 10,000 miles. I heard that he used a forbidden spell. But didn't we win the war? Since we won, why did Demon God Shang need to use a forbidden spell? According to some demon lords in the Central Prefecture, this forbidden spell is used to escape. This is very strange. Now, these prisoners of the divine world have escaped again. I am very suspicious. Do we really win this war? Is there something hidden from the higher-ups? Your information is too outdated. A distant cousin of mine in the Abyss Sea Demon region told me that something big happened there. I heard that it is enough to shake the entire Dark Demon realm. What's the matter? I don't know. I just heard about it yesterday. My cousin doesn't know either, but he said he saw many famous demonic warships heading towards Yanhai Pass. I don't think the news from Abyssal Sea has reached us yet. It might take a few days for us to find out. Whispers could be heard slowly. The gods of the divine world, who had escaped with great difficulty and transformed into soul demons, were all glad. That's right. These ordinary-looking soul demons were the escaped gods of the divine world. Look, these soul demons don't pay attention to us at all. Ma Hongjun sneered. Something big is happening in the Dark Demon realm all the time. Our matter is probably nothing in the Dark Demon realm. No, I've asked around. The Dark Demon realm is most concerned about the war in the divine world. It can be said that all the 9 demon regions are talking about it. Now that the war has been won, the Dark Demon realm will pay close attention to any news about the divine world. These soul demons seem to be more concerned about the big event in the Abyss Sea Devil region. I guess it's something that has a great impact. It might shake the Dark Demon realm even more than the war. My guess is that something big has happened in the divine world. Shen Lingqi emphasized. Zhu Qing, the reason why you brought us to the Azure Sun Demon region should be because of the fact that the Azure Sun Demon region has the lowest participation rate in the War of the Gods among the several major demon regions. Right? Yes. The soul demon in the middle nodded slightly. Besides, I think what you said makes sense. Now that I have 7 divine rings and control the divine illusion origin, I can simulate the aura and waves of any living being. Although I can't really transform into this kind of creature, my illusion god position has reached the peak of the first gray god position. My mental strength is comparable to a demon god. Even a demon god won't be able to find us if they don't distinguish us carefully. Therefore, we can try to sneak into the Dark Demon realm with a new identity. Hopefully, we can save the divine world. Dai Mubai's eyes lit up. As expected, Zhu Qing, I knew it. That's what you think. What do the rest of you think of this idea? That's great. When each of us holds an important position in the Dark Demon realm, we might really be able to save the divine world. With the current predicament of the divine world, if we could become a demon god, it will be even more amazing. Who knows, when we return to the divine world, we might be able to surprise Third Brother. If Brother Feng is here, he will probably be shocked by our operation. Fire God Ma Hongjun said excitedly. Tell me honestly, Zhu Qing, you want to do this just to give Brother Feng a surprise, right? Some of it. Zhu Qing shook her head. But Fatty, what you said is too far away. Pretending to be a soul demon is just to let us survive first. No, I think what Fatty said makes a lot of sense. Becoming a demon god, Shen Lingqi, who had become the 9-colored goddess and entered the divine realm together with Oscar, had a strange gleam flickering in her eyes. Zhu Qing, among the few of us, you definitely have the qualifications and ability to become a demon god. Don't tell me you have forgotten about that, BB Dawn. She entered the Dark Demon realm several years before the start of the Divine War. Think about it. What is her position now? End of chapter. Chapter 1459. Zhu Qing was silent. What was Bibidan's status in the Dark Demon realm now? When BB Dawn entered the Dark Demon realm, the God King of Destruction and the God King of Evil had prophesied that he would be the second demon god. All these years in the God realm, BB Dawn used forceful methods to conquer many worlds. The original Rakshasa deity position had even changed. The Rakshasa origin that symbolized death and evil had undergone a huge change in Bibidan's body. No one in the God realm knew the reason for this change. They all ascended to the God realm together. Even Tang San and the others didn't know. And Zhu Qing didn't know either. She only knew that BB Dawn also had the 2 very strange cultivation techniques that she cultivated. Even his body was very unique and spotless. He didn't even have any obstacles in breaking through the bottleneck of the divine ring. This meant that Wang Feng didn't favor one and discriminate against the other. Why did BB Dawn undergo such a huge change? It even allowed her, who couldn't break through to the God King realm, to fight a God King head-on. The change was reflected in the divine ring and origin. Zhu Zhuqing and BB Dawn had fought more than once in the God realm. She knew BB Dawn quite well. Her divine ring's origin was just a little bit stronger. They clearly cultivated the same cultivation technique. She even had two kinds of origin and cultivated to the level of a god. Why was there such a huge difference? This was also a mystery in the god realm. Later, BB Dawn was the first to reach the bottleneck that had trapped the god realm for countless years. Peak level 1 god, unable to advance. At that time, the dark demon realm invaded. BB Dawn went to the dark demon realm. Zhu Zhuqing knew that the prophecies of those god kings wouldn't be false. Compared to the gentle god realm, perhaps the dark demon realm was more suitable for a god like BB Dawn. Of course, BB Dawn came to the dark demon realm to find her disciple, Hulaina. Zhu Zhuqing and the others, who came from the Douluo world with BB Dawn, knew that the two of them had a deep relationship. Compared to Bibidan's biological children, Qianren Xue might not even be as good. They can understand this. These three words made these gods, who had a special relationship with BB Dawn, sigh with emotion. She should be a demon god by now, right? I heard that many devil gods have been born in the dark devil world these years. It seems to be because of that thing called god slaying. This kind of thing can help them reach the demon god level. Ma Hongjun whispered, if she were to become a devil god, that makes sense. She actually doesn't have much of a favorable impression of the divine realm. Furthermore, even if he became a devil god, he would only possess a certain amount of authority in the dark devil realm. The one who truly has the right to make the decision is still that mysterious Yama King who stands at the peak of the dark devil realm. Oscar shook his head. The deities retracted their thoughts. By the way, how do we infiltrate the soul demons? Then they looked at the magnificent city with a myriad of thoughts running through their minds. At this moment, the three-dimensional image on the city wall suddenly disappeared. Then, a series of soul language messages came. Skyluo Prefecture, we have an old soul demon who has been to the divine realm and knows the local customs, the network of the divine realm, the style of dress, the food, and the culture of the divine realm. Preferential treatment. Everything is negotiable. If demon god Qing Luo is satisfied, she will promise you all the resources needed for 3 generations of god slayers, including the position of a high-rank soul demon, the holy demon ring, and so on. It was not just inside the city wall. Many soul demons even saw similar news spreading inside the city. Even the god-slaying terminal inside the city announced such a message to all the soul demons who possessed the god-slaying terminal in the city. Demon god Qing Luo of Sky Luo Prefecture, Zhu Zhuqing and the others were immediately stunned. Why is demon god Qing Luo looking for an old soul demon who has been to the divine realm? She couldn't have guessed that we, the escaped gods, would pretend to be soul demons and use this as bait to lure us in. Could she? The gods speculated in their minds. It seems that we can't stay in this soul demon sacred city any longer. The more they thought about it, the more they felt that it was possible. At this moment, many soul demons and soul demons who had received the news began to whisper among themselves again. Why did demon god Qing Luo release such a message? This treatment is a little scary. No matter how rich a demon god is, she wouldn't dare to play like this, right? I'm afraid there's something else going on here. What do you mean by something else? I've just got the latest news from the Abyssal Ocean. It's a piece of news that is enough to shock the dark demon world. Didn't that brother say that he saw many famous demon warships going to the Cloud Sea Pass? Do you know why? Because, demon, God, he's back. Could it be true? Waves of horrified psyche rippled among the many soul demons. F***, no wonder. Demon god Qing Luo was the most infatuated with demon god De back then. My great-great-great-great-grandfather said that he wanted to see the two of them together. Unfortunately, he passed away long ago and didn't get to see it. Demon god Dalu was a native of the divine world back then. Although he joined our dark demon world, countless beautiful female soul demons in the dark demon world were infatuated with him back then. However, they didn't get any response from him, because they all guessed that demon god Dalu was from the divine world after all. Many of his ideas, such as aesthetics, might be inclined towards the goddesses of the divine world. What he likes is from the divine world. Rumor has it that demon god Dalu went to the divine world alone because the person he loved was in the divine world. Why did I hear that it was because demon god Dalu couldn't stand the food style of our dark demon world? I heard that demon god Dalu has very few hobbies, but he's a glutton. That's why he wanted to go to the divine world to enjoy himself. In the end, brother, your version doesn't seem right. There are too many versions of demon god Dalu going to the divine world alone. Mine is also based on evidence. But speaking of which, demon god Douluo must have summoned such a soul demon to welcome demon god Dalu, right? She wants demon god Dalu to stay. Does that mean demon god Dalu is real this time? After all, even demon god Douluo did this. She must have received accurate news. Clearly, the soul demon sacred city was in an uproar because of demon god Douluo's news. Even a demon god had taken action. This meant that demon god Douluo had received accurate news of demon god Dalu's return. In addition, demon god Shang's return was too bizarre. This made countless soul demons in the dark demon world even more puzzled. Zhu Zhuqing's deities, who had already learned the ancient demon language of the dark demon world, clearly heard these whispers clearly. Ma Hongjun even grabbed a few soul demons, forcibly inserted the topic, and asked them a few questions. So, demon god Douluo's news is not because she wants to catch the gods who escaped, but because of demon god Dalu? Demon god Dalu. What era is this demon god from? Isn't demon god Dalu's body buried in the god burial blood tomb in the void dimension? How could he come back alive? Zhu Zhuqing and the others had too many doubts about all this. But now, this was a very good opportunity, but also very dangerous, because they had to face the demon god. If we want to become the upper echelons of the dark demon world, we have to come in contact with the demon god. Zhu Zhuqing was very calm. She felt that this was a good opportunity. They all knew that if they wanted to survive in the dark demon world, they had to first obtain the demon god. But it was too difficult to obtain. However, it was simply too difficult to obtain. It was not something that ordinary soul demons could obtain. Maybe it's time for my divine illusion origin to come in contact with the demon god. At this moment, Zhu Zhuqing suddenly felt her soul tremble slightly. A strange feeling made her very sure of her judgment. Maybe the demon god might not be able to see through us. This is a chance. If I can obtain the demon god Dalu of the dark demon world, I might be able to break through to a higher realm. Then it's easy. Let's go to Douluo Prefecture. I didn't expect to encounter such a good opportunity. It feels like the heavens are helping me. Dai Mubai waved his hand. Little Ao, if that demon god Dalu is really a glutton, you can play your role when he comes to the Azure Sun demon region. You can also get close to this demon god Dalu and see who he is. No problem. They looked at each other and walked into the inner part of the holy city. At the same time, Wang Feng, who was far away in the Cloud Sea demon region, had just finished talking with the 3 purple chestnut ancestors and the U siblings of the treasure gathering rock. Before he could rest in the Cloud Sea demon region, he received a message from the god slaying terminal in the Azure Sun demon region. It's really demon god Douluo. It seems like the first demon god to notice your return is really her. She invited you to the Azure Sun demon region. If you don't go, she said she will come and find you personally. Into chapter 1460. Abyssal Sea Devil Region, Yinhai Pass. Devil Monarch Fu, he carefully received demon god Dai, who was temporarily staying here. As the general guarding Yinhai Pass, he had seen everything with his own eyes yesterday. To him, he was almost 100% sure. The Dai demon god, who was standing on the cloud platform and looking around, was the real one. A demon god. Devil Monarch Fu, he was very excited. Even if he was a demon god from the old era, Demon God Dai was a legendary existence back then. Now that he had returned, he would probably become the 10th most powerful person in the Dark Devil world. Or perhaps a demon god would be pushed down. There were only 9 devil regions in the Dark Devil world and 9 supreme demon gods. Thinking of this, Devil Monarch Fu, he was slightly moved. Your Honor, speaking of which, Yunhai Pass is closely related to you. I wonder if you still remember the origin of Yunhai Pass. At this moment, Wang Feng was worried about the invitation of demon god Qingluo from Qingyang Devil region. For a moment, when he heard the general of Yunhai Pass talking to him, he lost interest. However, he still replied, "Oh, Yunhai Pass is related to me? What do you mean?" Hearing the demon god's reply, Devil Monarch Fu, he was shocked. The bone wings on his back immediately folded together, and he bowed slightly. "I'm the general guarding Yunhai Pass. I am familiar with the history of Yunhai Pass. According to what I know, when your honor came from the God Realm back then, you were stronger than this Yunhai Sea." "No, that's not right. At that time, this place didn't have such a huge barrier yet. At that time, the garrison of our Dark Devil Realm thought that your honor came here to provoke us. According to historical records, there weren't any gods from the God Realm who dared to come to our Dark Devil Realm. Devil Sovereign Fu, he tried to organize his words. But you came later and fought a battle with Yun Haiguang's garrison. After the battle, you even mocked us and said that we, the Dark Devil Realm, were a bunch of pitiful weaklings who suffered 2 defeats at the hands of the God Realm and didn't even have enough experts to guard such an important passage. You even said that if you were a God King from the God World, you would definitely fight your way to our Dark Devil World. You get back at us." Later, when Lord Yin knew about it, she did not blame you immediately. Instead, she saw that you came to our Dark Devil World to seek refuge. Thus, she set up Yunhai Pass and let you guard this place for 100 years. If there are no accidents in 100 years, the Dark Demon Realm will disregard former enmity and accept your honor. After that, your honor, you will keep your promise and guard this place for 100 years. During this period of time, it just so happened that the Divine World's void origin space domain had erupted several times, causing many otherworldly beings to arrive. They also discovered the Dark Devil World from the void origin space domain. Several small-scale wars have broken out. At that time, you were valiant and heroic. In 100 years, you repelled thousands of wars, big and small. It also proved that your decision was correct. Later on, the Yama Lord trusted you and announced to the entire Dark Devil world that you had joined. Wang Feng's heart skipped a beat. There was such a thing? Back then, it was indeed bizarre for Di to join the Dark Devil world. It was impossible for the Dark Devil world not to suspect. If that was the case, it was normal. It can be said that this place is your starting point in the Dark Devil world. Devil Monarch Fu, he said respectfully. Really? Unknowingly. So much time has already passed. Wang Feng sighed with emotion. That's right. Speaking of which, this subordinate has already stayed in Yun Haiguang for 10 years. Devil Monarch Fu, he said without any change in his expression. Normally speaking, he couldn't call himself a subordinate. That was because he was a devil monarch of the Abyss Sea Devil region. He could be considered a devil monarch of the demon god Huang Hai's faction. However, there were many devil monarchs under the demon god Huang Hai's command. This Yunhai Sea Pass was an important place, and there were 3 devil monarchs. One of them had a close relationship with the demon god Huang Hai and was the most powerful. He, Devil Monarch Fu, he was the most inconspicuous among the 3. He was not valued by the demon god Huang Hai. All right, 10 years is not long. Wang Feng seemed to feel that Devil Monarch Fu, he had something to say. To you, perhaps it is just a blink of an eye. The lifespan of a demon god is endless. To us soul demons, the Dark Devil world is not like the divine world where even the lowest level god can live for a lifetime. The dangers and battles in the Dark Devil world are far more complicated than those in the divine world. The living environment and the energy intensity limit the lifespan of us devil monarchs to about 1,000 years. Although 10 years is not long, I have to stay here for at least 500 years before I have a chance to leave. Devil Monarch Fu He sighed and suddenly changed the topic. For the past 10 years, I have been cautious and conscientious in this Yunhai Sea Pass. I did not dare to slack off for a moment. This subordinate has also discovered a few extremely interesting points. Tell me about them. There are a total of 3 levels in this Yunhai Sea Pass. The upper level is made of realm-shaking cloud crystals. Its defense is extremely strong. The middle level is equipped with 10 million mid-sized God-slaying transmission intelligence units. It can receive signals from more than 3 devil domains at the same time. The time difference is less than an hour. It can accommodate 10 million troops to communicate online. The lower level is the storage room. It is mainly used to store materials for any mid-sized realm wars. What's interesting is that a few years ago, this subordinate found a trace left behind by your honor in the warehouse on the 3rd floor. After Devil Monarch Fu He finished speaking, he waited for Demon God Dai to reply. Demon God Dai had stayed in this Yunhai Sea Pass for so long. It was normal for him to leave a trace. However, Wang Feng could tell at a glance that Devil Monarch Fu He obviously knew that this trace was not simple. I stayed here for so long. Isn't it normal for me to leave some traces? Wang Feng pretended to say. It would be normal if it was an ordinary trace, Devil Monarch Fu He explained. However, the Yunhai Sea Pass has been renovated several times. Its interior has been improved. It is very different from when you were here. For this trace to be left until now, I think it must be an important message left by you. You returned to the Yunhai Sea Pass this time. However, the Yunhai Sea Pass has changed greatly. I don't know where this trace is. I think that there must be a deeper meaning for you to leave this trace behind. Therefore, this subordinate secretly preserved this trace in a well-preserved manner, waiting for you to return. Devil Monarch Fu He said it as if he knew that Demon God Dai would return. However, Wang Feng knew that this guy was saying it on purpose. Are you very smart? Wang Feng said calmly. You can guess that I am not dead and will return from the trace left behind by me. Devil Monarch Fu He smiled guiltily. Guess my ass. Who the hell knows that Demon God Dai is not dead? How could he guess this from that trace? It was impossible for him to understand the trace left behind by a demon god. Obviously, Demon God Dai already knew what he was thinking. Thinking of this, Devil Monarch Fu He immediately knelt down and said, My lord, although my talent is poor and I only have an ordinary god slayer and my strength is average, I am absolutely loyal to you. As long as I can join the Demon Emperor army, I will only recognize you as my demon god. This subordinate was actually unable to see anything from that mark, and the mark your highness left behind is not something that mere demon lords like us can understand. To be honest, many soul demons have found this trace over the years. However, they could not understand it. They thought that it was left behind by you. However, I know that the level of a demon god is not something that we soul demons can understand. But Wang Feng waved his hand. Take me to have a look first. Since it was left by me, I naturally have my reasons. There is no need to say more. If you really want to join the Demon Emperor army, it is not something that can be done with just a few words. Think about it. How did I build the Demon Emperor army? If you want to join, you must first ask, will you qualify to join? Devil Monarch Fu He was shocked again. He quickly woke up and brought Wang Feng to the warehouse of Yunhai Sea. This last level was extremely vast. The word vast was usually used to describe the sky. However, Wang Feng used it here, because Wang Feng found that each level of Yunhai Sea was a small space that was opened up separately. The whole Yunhai Sea did not look big, but in fact the inside of Yunhai Sea was extremely huge. This showed that the strategic location of this place was very important. Chapter 1461. Look, this is the mark you left behind. Demon Monarch Fu He brought Wang Feng to a slightly old wall. This is... Wang Feng was stunned. This wall seemed to have been renovated. The mark was already somewhat blurred. The reason why Demon Monarch Fu He thought it was a mark left behind by Demon God Dai was because this was a painting and the words Demon God Dai were left in the painting. Wang Feng was very familiar with the content of the painting, it was an axe. That's right, this was one of Wang Feng's main body martial souls, Pango axe. This painting is a weapon. From what I can see, this weapon is extremely ferocious and mysterious. It's simple and unadorned, with a hint of breaking through the universe. I'm afraid it's a cosmos god weapon. Demon Monarch Fu, he said. However, Wang Feng didn't listen. He was stunned for a long time. Why did Demon God Dai leave this painting here? How'd he know about Pango axe? Back then, Demon God Dai went to many worlds through the Dark Devil world. Could it be that he saw Pango axe with his own eyes? Wang Fengxin guessed. Look, there are a few special symbols here. These symbols are quite strange. After I recorded them, I sent a great cultural devil from the devil world who is proficient in language and symbols to study them. These symbols should be the language of a low-level civilization. After analysis, the meaning could be heaven and earth chessboard, all living chess pieces, don't regret placing chess pieces, illusion, empty dream, but a game. Don't believe. The last few symbols have been destroyed because of the repairs over the years. As for the remaining ones, I only managed to come up with them after analyzing them for a long time. Back then, when you went to the divine world, you left this mark and sighed. I'm sure you were filled with emotions. Demon Monarch Fu, he said in a low voice. This mark was left behind by Demon God Dai before he went to the divine world. Wang Feng looked at it silently. Demon Monarch Fu, he thought it triggered Demon God Dai's memories and didn't dare to disturb him. Wang Feng didn't recognize the symbols on the wall. He didn't know what civilization's language was. However, it wasn't difficult to analyze it with the level of civilization of the Dark Devil world. However, he could vaguely feel the loneliness in these words. According to Wang Feng's understanding of Demon God Dai, he knew the result of his trip to the divine world. That was why he sighed. In fact, Dai was just a pawn. According to Shi Yu, Dai was just a pawn set up by Origin Tribulation God King, and he was the descendant of the Origin Tribulation Deity King. However, Wang Feng felt that something was wrong when he looked at the picture and the words in front of him, especially the last two words. Pango axe. Devil God Dai knows about Pango axe. This information was very important. It was so important that Wang Feng could at least make a slight connection between Demon God Dai and the system. With Dai's height, it was impossible for him to create a life form like the system back then. But it was definitely related. In fact, the Dark Demon world was connected to countless worlds. With the things given by the system, it was not impossible for the Dark Demon world to be connected. For example, the God Realm represented by Pop Tier, or the Chaos Green Lotus represented by Pango Axe, or the Xinxiao world represented by Jitian. And the strength of the Dark Devil world was very high. The evaluation of a demon monarch was the destructive power of a world. A world similar to a middle martial world like the Douluo continent. The demon monarch had the ability to directly destroy it. The 9 great demon gods of the Dark Demon world were at least equivalent to the great emperor of Jitian or the great golden immortal of the Chaos world. Their destructive power was not something that could be measured by a world. As for that Yama Lord, Wang Feng suspected that she might be a mortal immortal in Jitian or a saint in the Chaos world. There is also a more special existence, such as Shi Yu, the creator of the God Realm, which should be similar to the heavenly Tao. There is also the creator of the Douluo divine world. But Wang Feng estimated that there were not many of these life forms. For an existence like Yama Lord, it was not difficult for her to create a new God Realm. Creation was not difficult, but it required endless time to develop and nurture. Whether it was the God Realm or the Dark Demon world, it would take countless years to evolve to its current state. It would only take endless time. So creating a world was not difficult. What was difficult was that it required endless time to make this world stronger, give birth to life, and form rules. In fact, with Wang Feng's current strength, creating a continent was not impossible. It just depended on what kind of continent it was. The elemental origin could create and change anything. With the elemental origin as the root and the 2 divine rings as the foundation, Wang Feng could create a world similar to the Cretaceous period in his previous life. It was more difficult to give birth to life. Of course, Wang Feng did not have the intention to create such a small world. If it was not for the path of cultivation, who would create a world for fun? Do they have nothing better to do? Thinking of this, Wang Feng waved his hand and erased the mark on the wall. Maybe Dai Demon God left behind other similar marks. He seems to be warning of something. Wang Feng thought of something. Dai Demon God drew the image of Pangu axe to prove something. From Demon Lord Fu Hai's words, it was obvious that the Dark Demon world did not know the origin of Pangu axe. Maybe they could analyze that this Pangu axe was used to split open the sky and was very powerful. But they did not even know its name. And Dai Demon God left this picture behind to prove to the people who knew about this picture who he was. The mark left by Dai Demon God really surprised Wang Fengxin. You're not bad. Very smart. I left this mark unintentionally. I did not expect it to be preserved until now. Wang Feng glanced at Demon Lord Fu He. But you did not seem to be valued by Demon God Huang Hai in the Abyss Sea Demon region. Demon Lord Fu, he was silent. Think about it. If Demon God Huang Hai did not value you, why would I value you? There are 3 Demon Lords in Yanhai Pass, but you are the only one guarding here. Where are the other 2? Wang Feng pretended to ask, as if he had seen through everything. They went to cultivate. Yes, they are also guarding the pass. Why can they go to cultivate and only leave you here to guard? They just think that you're easy to bully. All the hard work will be done by you. As for the credit, of course, they will not take less. Wang Feng said lightly. Yanhai Pass is an extremely important strategic location. You must have spent a lot of effort guarding it, right? Hearing this, Demon Lord Fu, his heart ached. That was not all. This was a huge pass and a sky barrier. Even a Demon Lord would be exhausted to death if he was in charge of maintaining food. Not to mention cultivation, just the daily maintenance of the energy waves produced by the passage, the investigation, and the management of all the affairs in the pass would probably take up most of his time. If anything happened, the first person to bear the responsibility would be the general guarding this place. This place was not a lucrative job. Because it was connected to the Void Element Sky region, that small plane did not have any good resources. It was extremely barren. What were the benefits of guarding this place? If not for the fact that the general of Yanhai Pass was a legitimate subordinate of a demon god in the Abyss Sea Demon region and had decent benefits, not many demon lords would be willing to come to such a place. Wasn't it good to go to other worlds to plunder resources and gain faith? A demon lord could casually find a low-level plane and become an ultimate boss. He could spread faith and make all the living beings in the plane dance with a snap of his fingers. Wasn't that comfortable? He could even condense the Holy Demon Ring. If he was lucky, he could find some incredible resources in this low-level plane. He could even raise the level of Godslayer. Even if his aptitude was poor, once he became stronger, his combat strength would be solid. If not, he could directly join other forces and become a hired thug. Perhaps his life would be in danger, but the rewards he could get were also very generous. Who would be willing to guard such a place? Perhaps for other soul demons below the upper level, it looked good. But only when Demon Lord Fu, he was in such a position, did he know the hardships and difficulties. The key was that he could not leave at will. Chapter 1462. Actually, you don't have to join the Imperial Demon Army. Wang Feng smiled faintly. But you can become this senior subordinate, and this senior can show you the way. Demon Monarch Fu, his body shook. He immediately looked at Wang Feng. Please tell me, my lord. Even if it's a dead end, as long as it's my lord's, I'll take it. Let me ask you, who are you working for now? Before this, it was Demon God Huang Hai. Now it's my lord. Good. Let me ask you, do you know the situation in the divine world? Or does Demon God Huang Hai know? Hearing this, Demon Monarch Fu, he hesitated slightly. I'm not too sure. Perhaps only Demon God Shang knows about this, or perhaps your subordinates, because they were the ones who went before. But the situation might not be good. Demon Monarch Fu, he shook his head. This divine war has consumed a lot of Dark Demon World's resources. If it doesn't work, the 9 demon gods will suffer losses. Yama Lord will also be furious. But demon god Shang returned in disappointment, and there's no news from the divine world. Those captured gods have all escaped. Yama Lord and the 9 demon gods haven't done anything. It's strange. Of course it was strange. Wang Fengxin sneered. Demon god Shang was scared away by Origin Tribulation Deity King. Once demon god Shang returned, he wouldn't dare to hide this. The 9 demon gods would know. But this was a serious matter. Even if the 9 demon gods knew, they wouldn't tell the people of Dark Demon World, because it would hurt their morale. One had to know that the previous 2 divine wars launched by the Dark Devil World were both failures. And the reason for the failure was closely related to Origin Tribulation Deity King. If they announced to the whole Dark Demon World, this divine war failed again. It was ruined by that God, King, Origin Tribulation Deity King. The morale of all the forces and soul demons in Dark Demon World would drop. The 9 demon gods wouldn't be stupid enough to announce this, but it was impossible for them to do anything. From their point of view, they might only have a chance of winning if they personally went to the divine world to find Origin Tribulation Deity King. But would the 9 demon gods dare to take this risk? If he had dared to take the risk, this War of the Gods would not have taken so long. Once again, he was destroying the connection between the gods' world and other small planes. Once again, he was researching a new generation of god slayers that targeted the gods. The laws of the 2 realms were different. Even if the demon god went to the god realm, he would be severely weakened. God kings were one thing, but what kind of existence was this Origin Tribulation God King? They didn't dare to take the risk. Therefore, the Dark Devil World was very peaceful right now. It was as if they had completely forgotten about the War of the Gods. Demon God Shang's return had caused such a huge commotion, but there was still no news of the Battle of Gods. They had clearly defeated the God Realm in the Void Battleground, and the Yama Lord had broken the restrictions of the God Realm's capital with a single palm strike and captured the defeated gods of the God Realm. It was all caused by Devil God Shang's return. In other words, even the Dark Devil World doesn't know about the situation in the Divine World. Wang Feng said calmly. But the Divine World is different. The Divine World has a lot of resources. Since I came from the Divine World, I naturally know that the Divine World is much richer than the Dark Devil World. On their side, there would always only be 5 God Kings. That's the rule. But in truth, 5 God Kings can't even exhaust the resources of the Divine World. Demon Monarch Fuha nodded like a chick pecking at rice. Apart from certain reasons, the most important reason for the Dark Devil World's war against the Divine World was naturally for resources. Otherwise, with so many forces participating, it couldn't have been for free, could it? They were only coveting the resources of the Divine World. Meanwhile, the Dark Devil World itself didn't have many resources left. Resources were often directly proportional to the strength of an individual. The resources of a world were limited. The Dark Devil World far exceeded the God Realm, be it the number of God's layers or the number of demon gods. The resources of the Dark Devil World alone were not enough to support such a large force. That was why the Dark Devil World itself didn't have many resources left. They had to rely on wormholes to conquer other worlds and plunder resources to create so many demon gods. Otherwise, a mere Dark Devil World and the 9 demon realms would not be able to support the massive resource consumption of magical machines like the God's Layers, as well as such a large number of soul demons. I know that, but Demon Monarch Fuha looked at Wang Feng in confusion. I have already said this much, but you still don't understand. Wang Feng shook his head. The Cloud Sea Pass is connected to the Void region. Once the Divine World is completely conquered by the Dark Devil World, this place will become a treasure trove. That is because the Dark Devil World will have to pass through this place if they want to enter the Divine World in large batches to plunder resources. When that happens, you will definitely be transferred away by Demon God Huang Hai. However, the War of the Gods is yet to end. The situation in the Divine World is unclear, and the Dark Devil World has not responded. The War of the Gods has come to an abrupt end. This place has become somewhat useless. That is why the other 2 demon monarchs did not waste time guarding this place. Perhaps they have received some information. The outcome of the War of the Gods is still hard to say. That is why they don't want to stay here anymore. Demon Monarch Fuha seemed to have understood something when he heard this. You want me to take over the overall command of this place? Demon Monarch Fuha asked softly. But what's the point of that? Even if Demon God Huang Hai agrees, the divine world is still in an unknown state. Even the demon gods have not responded. Even if I have the overall command of this place, there is nothing I can do. Demon Monarch Fuha stopped mid-sentence. He was clearly not an idiot. He immediately looked at Demon God Dai and said in a trembling voice, "Could it be that you have other plans?" "Of course," Wang Feng said bluntly. "Once you have the overall command of this place, I can let you go to the divine world. Using this place as a hub, you can obtain the resources of the divine world. When that happens, we will see how far you can go." The last sentence was said in a very obscure manner. Demon Monarch Fuha understood it. Could it be that Demon God Dai has already conquered the divine world? Demon Monarch Fuha could not help but be shocked. If that was the case, it was no wonder that those demon gods did not respond. Moreover, the demon god army had also returned from the void region. This meant that Demon God Dai had returned from the divine world. The more he thought about it, the more he felt that it was possible. If that was the case, Demon God Dai had the divine world as his backing. In the Dark Devil world, none of the 9 demon gods could fight him. Thinking of this, Demon Monarch Fuha immediately became excited. "I understand. My lord, what do I need to do?" "Help me do a few things." "Don't worry, it is very simple. It is probably to go to some middle and lower realms and train some good seedlings that I have found. Also, I have my own plans for the divine world. You don't have to think too much. At this time, the demon god army will also participate with you. However, the premise is that this place has to be based on the Yunhai Pass. Because this place is connected to the passage to the divine world, it is very important." Wang Feng said slowly. Since he had come to the Dark Devil world and stood in a different position, he had to start planting some key chess pieces. The chessboard had also become countless worlds. After all, his opponents were no longer the strong cultivators of the mortal world. They could defeat him with only their courage and wisdom. Chapter 1463. Wang Feng left Yunhai Pass with a heavy heart. As one of his chess pieces, Devil Monarch Fuha was quite useful at the moment. Moreover, as the situation of the War of the Gods became unclear, the Dark Demon Realm's plan to attack the many planes under the God Realm would also fail. This meant that the soul demons of the Douluo continent would start to return. But Wang Feng calculated the time. He had been in the God Realm for less than 10 days, and had only been in the Dark Demon Realm for a few days. Only 10 years had passed in the Douluo continent at most. What kind of strong people could be born in 10 years? Hui Yuhao and the other disciples of Wang Feng would reach the titled Dalu realm at most. It would be slightly more difficult for them to surpass rank 100 to become a god, especially when they were soul contractors. Soul contractors were strong, but they needed to nurture more soul-contracted beasts, which was also time-consuming. But Wang Feng believed that Hui Yuhao and the others would be of great help to the God Realm in the future when they grew up. Of course, it was not just Douluo. The Douluo continent alone was far from enough to fill the God Realm's fighting power, but it could become the core fighting power. Wang Feng let Demon Lord Fu go to the God Realm as a pawn to obtain the resources of the God Realm, and then quickly nurture a large number of loyal forces to gain a foothold in the Dark Demon Realm. At the same time, Demon Lord Fu only needed to control Shanghai Pass. Then, the passage to the God Realm would naturally be under his control. Even if the War of the Gods broke out again, Wang Feng would be able to stop it immediately. But this was a serious matter. Wang Feng used his identity as Demon God Dai to let the old subordinates of the Imperial Demon Army stay in Shanghai Pass, and only brought the strongest demon lords with him. From a more realistic point of view, these old subordinates of Demon God Dai were very strong, but their potential was relatively low. But they could still play a huge role. Letting them guard Shanghai Pass was enough to stabilize Demon Lord Fu He, and let him see how important Demon God Dai was. The Abyss Sea Demon Realm, where Yunhai Pass was located, was ranked in the lower middle of the 9 regions. Demon god Huang Hai was probably the same. Wang Feng had poached his subordinates, and when demon god Huang Hai reacted, he might attack Yanhai Pass. After all, although the War of the Gods was uncertain now, demon gods could still see the importance of Yanhai Pass. They would not easily hand it to demon god Dai. Therefore, demon lord Fuha was of utmost importance. What Wang Feng had asked him to do was to gain the trust of the demonic god of Huang Hai, not to betray him. To put it simply, he was to act as a spy. Your Honor, your trip to the Azure Sun Devil region this time, your subordinate estimates that you may encounter a lot of provocations. This time, there will definitely be a real demon god taking action. In the clouds, Wang Feng, Li Shan, Ba Xia, and Long Ke traveled together. As for the remaining old demon lords, as well as the armies they led, a portion remained at Shanhai Pass, while the other portion carried out another order. Generally, those who can become demon gods have killed at least 4 generations of godslayers. Moreover, the Deicide Ridge will form a devil-god martial art. Right now, the news of your return has already spread. Demon Monarch Ba Xia seriously analyzed the information he had obtained from various places. I don't think these demon gods will dare to make a move so easily. Master, you've already proven that we're not to be trifled with when you pretended to be the human powerhouse Wang Feng. Moreover, the Supreme Lord is going to Sky Luo Prefecture. Demon God Qing Luo will be there. Even if I want to find trouble with the Supreme Lord, I have to consider my own abilities. Demon Monarch Li Shan said magnanimously. That's not necessarily the case. We can make a move midway. We don't have to go directly to Sky Luo Prefecture. Demon Monarch Ba Xia spoke frankly. The 4 of them traveled through the void and flew in the clouds. They didn't use any magical ships. Cloudsea Pass had a reserve of magical transport ships. Even Treasure Cliff could easily take out a large magical ship, let alone Cloudsea Pass. Ancient devil clans like the Ziling clan were also very wealthy. They could easily take out a devil warship for transportation. However, Wang Feng didn't use any of them. The reason was very simple. He, demon god Dai, had to create the image of an old demon god for the world. That was because demon god Dai was arrogant and proud. He couldn't be bothered to use the magical machines of this era. That way, those demon gods would look down on him from the bottom of their hearts. That was a good thing for Wang Feng. Due to the instability of space in the dark demon world, they didn't build a portal between the demon realms. It was easy to get stuck in a spatial rift. The spatial rift in the dark demon world was another terrifying and empty plane. Once stuck, it was hard to say whether one would live or die. Therefore, with the current level of civilization in the dark demon world, they could definitely build a portal between the demon realms and connect the 2 places in the blink of an eye. Unfortunately, the environment made it impossible to build a portal in the dark demon world. Because of that, it would take at least 2 days to travel from Cloudsea Pass to Greensun Demon Realm. The journey wouldn't be peaceful in these 2 days. Wang Feng quietly listened to the analysis and conversation of the 3 demon monarchs. These 3 were his former subordinates. They understood the situation in the dark demon world very well. Their analysis was clear and logical. However, Wang Feng's mind wasn't here. He was more concerned about where Zhuo Qing and the rest were, and Bibi Dan, who had come to the dark demon world a long time ago. How is she now? That treasure cliff is also strange. The Yu siblings have been leading the treasure cliff for so many years. Yesterday, they vowed to submit to his honor. In the end, they didn't give anything. When they left, they sent a medium-sized magical ship symbolically. Not to mention anything else. With his honor's current strength, it should be fine to give them a set of resources for the 4th generation of Godslayer, right? Upgrade his honor's Godslayer. Wouldn't these demon gods be beaten up if they met his honor? Li Shan sighed as he spoke. A set of resources for the 4th generation of Godslayer. That's an astronomical figure. Treasure Cliff can afford it. But if they do, I'm afraid they'll have to bleed. They're merchants. They say they're submitting to his honor. But in fact, it's just, how do you say that word? Investment, yes. Culture is common. That's what it means. Demon Monarch Ba Xia shook his head. In any case, The three sisters of the Ziling family did provide some important information about the wormhole. They even wished they could serve your honor personally. Their sincerity is much better than that of the treasure-gathering rock chamber of commerce. If it was the top resources in the dark demon world, there would be wormholes without a doubt. The other end of any wormhole was connected to this world. It meant all the resources of a world. There were many wormholes in the dark demon world. Some were newly created, and some had been developed for a long time. They were all plundered clean by the big and small forces in the dark demon world. And the information about wormholes was crucial. As long as there was specific information about the wormhole, such as the detailed coordinates, the time when the wormhole was created, were there any signs of it being destroyed? Would it create a space crack? How much would it lead to the world? How many resources would it have? Life level? Weight? With this information, it would greatly reduce the danger to the forces that entered the wormhole to develop it. The Ziling family had about 15 wormholes, which meant that their family controlled 15 planes. End of chapter. Chapter 1464. The one who controlled the most wormholes was naturally Demon Sovereign Army's Demon Sovereign Army. Demon Sovereign Army's Demon Sovereign Army represented the Dark Demon Realm's official army to explore wormholes. Normally, they would first explore and do a rough analysis before distributing the information to other forces through various methods. Another situation was to fly out of the Dark Demon Realm's 9 demon realms and go to other places in the universe to find new worlds and plunder resources. With the current situation in the Dark Demon Realm, almost all the 9 demon gods did this secretly. After all, the creation of wormholes was accidental. But if they explored spontaneously, although it was time-consuming and laborious, they could steadily find new worlds and then let the demon gods build wormholes. The Dark Demon Realm's scenery has changed a lot. Wang Feng looked at the area in front of him and couldn't help but sigh. The Abyss Sea Demon Realm was huge, but most of it was barren. Most of the high-quality resources had been extracted. Most of it looked like barren land, but after flying for a while, he could see a touch of dark green. This was because the 9 great demon regions were the fusion of the 9 worlds. Different demon regions had different sceneries, and their locations were also very different. After a day, when Wang Feng left the Huanghai Demon Realm and entered the nearby Limitless Demon Realm, the surrounding light immediately changed. The Limitless Demon Realm's territory was bigger than the Abyss Sea Demon Realm. The Abyss Sea Demon Realm's terrain was light black and the color was cold. Even the vegetation was mostly dark green and light black. Most of the demon beasts were the same. But the Limitless Demon Realm's life force was richer and had more resources. Most of the vegetation was bright green. The sun and temperature in the sky were much higher than the Abyss Sea Demon Realm. At the same time, the flying demon beasts in the Limitless Demon Realm were also densely packed. All kinds of lakes and mountains were densely packed on the ground. It looked much more healthy than the Abyss Sea Demon Realm. After flying through the Limitless Demon Realm, he would probably reach the Qingyang Demon Realm. But the Limitless Demon Realm was much bigger than the Abyss Sea Demon Realm. Limitless Demon Realm. That's right, the Heavenly Saint Demon Beast 9-life crane that you controlled in Yunhai Sea came from the myriad beast demon residents in the Limitless Demon Realm. Demon Lord Ba Xiao whispered. Wang Feng smiled. Previously, he had used his understanding of the origin of life to alter the Buddha exorcism scripture of the 6 paths of Buddhism and demon sect. He had created the life exorcism chapter and used it to control the 9 lives crane. This 9 lives crane had the cultivation and strength of a devil master. It must have been nurtured by the myriad beasts' evil manner with countless resources. However, it was a pity that Yu Qing from a myriad beast demonic palace had played with him. Even his soul had fused with the 9 lives crane. If the myriad beast demonic palace knew about this, would they have the courage to find trouble with him, the dyed devil god? I left the Abyss Sea demon domain so peacefully. I wonder if those demon gods who are watching have the guts to attack me? Wang Feng gazed at the village before him. All of a sudden, Feng's mind flickered. He pointed in front of them and said, "This area has intense energy fluctuations. There must be a battle. The three demon lords raised their heads to look, but he didn't feel it. Your strength and cultivation are not high enough. Right now, you are at least several tens of thousands of miles away. The energy fluctuations of the dark devil world are always changing, so it is normal that you cannot sense it. Wang Feng waved his hand indifferently and pointed at the three demon lords. In an instant, the wings on Wang Feng's back spread out. His figure seemed to have teleported as he brought the three demon lords to a place tens of thousands of miles away. Tens of thousands of miles away. The three demon lords immediately sensed it, and it was an extremely intense energy fluctuation. The light and shadows in front of them seemed to cover the entire sky. All kinds of dark devil powers caused the space to tremble like a flood. Layers of strange phenomena appeared in all directions. There were gigantic shadows of demonic beasts that were thousands of feet tall. There were fierce nomological powers. There were also layers of snowflakes fluttering in the sky. Everywhere they passed, countless images would explode, causing boundless explosions. A devil master has made his move. The three demon monarchs looked at each other. Generally speaking, for the demon master to make such an intense move, there is only one possibility other than a blood feud. Wormhole. The three demon lords said in unison. A devil master was above a demon lord. In the dark devil world, he was considered a true high-level combat power. There were very few of them in the dark devil world. Generally, when one reached the level of a devil master, they would rarely make such an intense move. For example, when Kong of the Six Paths of Buddha Demon Sect or Yu Qing of the Myriad Beast Demon Residence were not real devil masters. They only had the strength of a devil master because of various means. They were geniuses nurtured by those big forces. The most important sign of a devil master's realm was that other than the demonic rings, one had to integrate one's will into the nomological powers so that one's nomological powers could affect and even change the world. Therefore, it was very easy for a devil master to destroy any small world. A demon lord would use the demonic rings he condensed to increase the strength of his nomological powers and condense the nomological powers. The level below a demon lord was a high-rank soul demon. To become a high-rank soul demon, one had to comprehend the nomological powers. It corresponded to a third-level god in the divine world, which was a deity position. And the creation of a deity position required the power of the nomological powers. But in terms of actual combat power, a high-rank soul demon could fight a second-level god with a god-slaying ability. On average, it was one level higher. Therefore, the demon gods of the dark devil world were generally stronger than the god kings of the divine world. Wormhole. Wang Feng's eyes lit up slightly. That's right. The space in the dark demon realm is not stable. Every once in a while, wormholes will appear everywhere. Before most wormholes appear, they will be detected by the god-slaying terminal of the demon realm in advance. Then, Demon Lord Awakener of the Imperial Demon Army will be sent to investigate first, Demon Lord Ba Xia said. But there are also some wormholes that appear suddenly without any warning. The god-slaying terminal can't detect them through the spatial fluctuations. So for this kind of wormhole, it depends on who is lucky enough to encounter it first. If one has enough strength, he or she can go in first to detect the information of many wormholes and then enter another world to occupy the resources. The battle below involves a devil master. It must be because of the wormholes nearby. Otherwise, there is no reason for such a large-scale battle to occur in this wilderness. Your Holiness, you can try to sense it. Maybe you can sense it. Hearing this, Wang Feng immediately activated his vast spiritual power. God-slaying. Can you sense the impulses around here? Sensing. The energy fluctuations are too complicated. Unable to analyze. Please upgrade. The god-slaying Wang Feng shook his head. His god-slaying was still too weak. Since the god-slaying was useless, Wang Feng could only use his spiritual power to sense it. However, even with his psychic power, he couldn't immediately sense it under such intense fluctuations. Helpless, Wang Feng could only enter the void realm and quickly consume his spiritual power to enhance his perception. The surrounding space immediately appeared in Wang Feng's mind, as if it was three-dimensional. It was so detailed that even a grain of stone could be seen. Wormholes could be big or small. It was different from the concept of wormholes that Wang Feng understood in his previous life. The impulses that appeared in the dark demon realm could be a door. It could also be a tree, a drop of water, or even a speck of dust. If one did not touch it, it would be extremely difficult to detect. This was also why the god-slaying terminal of the demon realm could not sense it. Some wormholes were too strange and difficult to detect. After a while, Wang Feng carefully investigated and really felt that there was something wrong with a withered leaf on a mixed demon golden leaf tree 3 miles away. One leaf, one world. This wormhole passage is a leaf? Chapter 1465. Your Excellency, do we need to take action? It's just that most of our troops are at Cloud Pass. In such a large-scale battle, I'm afraid 1 or 2 demon lords won't be able to change the situation. Ba Xia looked at the demon god in a daze and could not help but think of a solution. Wormholes meant resources in the dark demon realm, especially such a wild wormhole, which was not detected by the Godslayer terminal in advance, meant that it belonged to whoever occupied it first. The premise was that one had enough strength to occupy it. In addition to the myriad beasts' demonic residents, there are also the more famous Sword Demon Sect and Blood Shadow Demon Sect in the Boundless Demon Realm. There should be at least 5 demon lords participating in the battle, about 50 demon lords. The other high-rank soul demons of all sizes should number in the hundreds or thousands. Demon Monarch Li Shan immediately used the battle situation and the energy fluctuations to quickly analyze who was fighting below. The wormhole has been found. At this moment, Wang Feng opened his eyes and frowned. It's just a wormhole hidden in the leaf of a demon gold leaf tree. It's very strange. It's just a wormhole node. There are many restrictions if one wants to go to another world through this leaf. The wormholes in the dark demon realm were of different sizes, but there were rules to follow. Generally speaking, the wormholes hidden in such leaves were not stable internally. It was risky to go there. One might not be able to reach another world because such wormholes were too small. They could not accommodate more energy. Soul demons, at the level of demon lords, were extremely powerful. Once they entered such a small wormhole, it was very likely that they would cause the wormhole to collapse. Only by sealing part of their strength could they go to another world. It was more troublesome. Broaden your horizons a little. Wang Feng waved his hand. It's just a small wormhole. There's no need for it. Moreover, the worlds that such wormholes connect to are often small planes. To demon gods, the resources of a small plane are nothing. The resources of a small plane can't even raise a 2-digit number of demon lords. What's the use? In comparison, the divine realm has more resources. So, even if we get it, we need to send many demon lords to explore it. It's even more of a hindrance. A small wormhole did not necessarily connect to a small plane. This was just a relatively high probability possibility. But Wang Feng was clearly not in the mood to explore a new wormhole. Your Excellency's words make sense. The 3 demon lords immediately agreed. With that, Wang Feng planned to leave. However, things did not seem to go as Wang Feng had imagined. Although Wang Feng had no intention of fighting over a miniature wormhole, the other party did not think the same way. Just as Wang Feng was about to leave, suddenly, a loud shout came from below. Everyone, let's not fight anymore. Don't you all sense that this fiend god has already arrived? What's the point of us fighting like this? In the end, didn't fiend god take advantage of it for nothing? Are you willing to see that happen? As soon as this voice rang out, the mirages below immediately disappeared at a speed visible to the naked eye. Several figures immediately appeared. F***CK. It's those fellows from the Myriad Beasts Demonic Palace. The 3 demon monarchs were stunned at once, and then they stared at the soul demon who had spoken. That was truly a devil master of the Myriad Beasts' evil manner. He was surrounded by 3 strange magical beasts that looked like a single entity. They looked like turtles and fishes, but weren't fishes. It also had 3 pairs of wings, a carapace on its back, and even fins. The other 2 forces also stopped and immediately looked at Wang Feng's side with hostility. Interesting. Do these devil masters of the myriad beasts' evil manner have no memory or something? Wang Feng paused. How did Yu Qing die that day? Did they not receive the news? How dare they come to find trouble with me? They should have received the news, Demon Lord Basya said hesitantly. But the myriad beasts' evil manner prides itself on being a first-rate force and is ranked among the top 5 forces in the infinite demon zone. Perhaps they feel that your excellency has killed their most outstanding soul demon of this generation, and they have old grudges against you. They have already listed your excellency as their sworn enemy. So what you're saying is that the myriad beasts' evil manner can't be destroyed. Wang Feng thought for a moment. Otherwise, they will continue to find trouble with me? I guess so. This is how the sworn enemies of the sect are. You see, Your Excellency, you killed their generation's prodigy back then. As a human, you killed their generation's prodigy again. This must be something they will never forget. Moreover, the myriad beast's evil manner only knows that the one who killed Yu Qing is your friend, Wang Feng, the human expert you're pretending to be. So, they still don't know your strength. This is probably part of the reason. Wang Feng snorted and glanced at the other 2 forces. These 2 forces should have no grudges with me, right? This shouldn't have. The Sword Demon Manor is a force that has grown in recent years. The Blood Shadow Demon Sect is an old sect in the infinite demon zone and is very powerful. However, most of the soul demons in this sect won't provoke external enemies for no reason. They also didn't have any grudges with Your Excellency back then. However, that was then and this is now. Right now, with the huge temptation of a wormhole in front of us, the myriad beast's evil manner is leading the conflict to us. It just so happens that Your Excellency has just returned. With Your Excellency's character, if it was in the past, you probably wouldn't let go of such a small wormhole. Wang Feng's lips moved. It seems that there's no need for us to explain, Your Excellency. Demon Monarch Li Shan sensed the hostile gazes. He knew that the other 2 forces wouldn't give up so easily. As soon as he thought of that, the myriad beast's evil manner seemed to want to set an example. They took the lead and attacked Wang Feng. Demon shadows flashed across the sky and swarmed toward him. The other 2 forces hesitated for a moment when they saw this. Then, they immediately attacked Wang Feng. Seeing this, Wang Feng took a step forward and looked at the soul demons below. His cold voice rumbled in all directions like 10,000-year-old ice. You think you can do that? Do you think you're worthy of fighting me? If I wanted a mere wormhole, do you think you'd be standing here unscathed? You're courting death. In that case, I'll send you to the well of reincarnation. Do you really think I'm so easy to talk to? Wang Feng used his current mental power to fuse the me sound of the 8 notes of chaos and the origin of judgment into his voice. It was even more powerful than before. When Wang Feng was at level 50, he could kill those cannon fodder soul demons with the me sound. Now that he was about to reach level 100, even if he couldn't kill these demon monarchs with a casual voice. However, the soul demons below the demon monarch level were almost instantly destroyed. Only their bodies were left with empty shells. Only those demon monarchs who had comprehended the origin were spared. However, their soul demons were also violently shaken and became dizzy. Those at the demon monarch level were slightly better, but they were still greatly shocked. What? You don't even have the courage to attack me? I'll give you this chance today. Wang Feng stood in the void, and his incomparably arrogant voice continued to reverberate in all directions. Large numbers of soul demons below the demon monarch level from the 3 forces quickly disappeared. Logically speaking, Wang Feng didn't have a way to kill these demon monarchs instantly. However, it was too easy to kill those below the demon monarch level. And it was a large-scale instant kill. Although it was extremely taxing on his mental power, Wang Feng estimated that it wouldn't be a problem to suppress these 3 forces with a little bit of skill. After all, no force would be willing to let the high-rank soul demons that they had nurtured be instantly killed without any value. However, It was obvious that Wang Feng had misjudged the ferocity and ruthlessness of these forces in the dark demon world. Seeing their high-rank soul demons being so easily destroyed, the eyes of the three forces immediately turned red. Demon God, die. My sword demon sect will not be destroyed until you die. Such ruthless means you really live up to the name of Demon God. My blood shadow demon sect didn't offend you back then. I didn't hold back at all. This enmity is formed. We won't rest until we die. Most of the forces in the dark demon world had made their way through blood and fire. Logically speaking, it wasn't so easy to make these forces submit. However, it was very easy to make enemies. Wang Feng was quite surprised to see the remaining demon monarchs and demon monarchs' morale rising instead of falling. In that case, I'll just destroy them all. Wang Feng shook his head. There were too many forces in the dark demon world. He didn't have the mood to conquer them one by one and make them submit. Moreover, these forces couldn't be easily conquered, because most of them had a team of demon gods behind them. Wang Feng even thought that the scene in front of him might be secretly arranged by the imperial demon god, who controlled the limitless demon region. These forces were nothing more than chess pieces. Seeing these hundreds of demon monarchs and more than 10 demon monarchs attacking, Wang Feng frowned slightly. With his current strength, it was impossible to destroy so many demon monarchs in a short period of time. As time passed, it was easy to change, unless he used some special means, but this kind of means would often cause a chain reaction. For example, Wang Feng had almost comprehended the middle part of the one qi into 3 pure ones. Even though they were separated by such a distant world, he could still communicate with his main body. He could use this move to let his main body and clone descend. His strength was comparable to a real demon god. Killing these demon monarchs in an instant was not a problem. However, it was easy to expose his main body. After all, this was the dark demon world. There were many demon gods. His every move was secretly watched. His main body was still a bit away from comprehending the complete life origin. At that time, even demon gods could be destroyed by Wang Feng with a flick of his finger. At that time, Wang Feng could even materialize the chaotic green lotus martial soul. His strength would reach another level. But now, with his clone strength, he could only rely on time to kill these demon monarchs and demon monarchs. It would be very troublesome. It would drag on for a very long time, just as Wang Feng was thinking about it at this moment. A few distant arcs of light traveled through the void from extremely far away. In the blink of an eye, they appeared 1,000 meters in front of Wang Feng. At the same time, a flag with a special engraved pattern stood in the middle with an imposing aura. In an instant, Wang Feng immediately sensed a subtle change. The 3 forces that were charging at him from below seemed to have been hit by something and stopped in their tracks. He stared at the flag in a daze. 10 Royals Demon, subduing flag. It's the 10 Royals Demon, subduing flag of Douluo Manor. It's the 10 Royals, Demon God Qing Luo's personal guards. Chapter 1466. The moment the flag appeared, the 3 forces below immediately stopped moving. Then they trembled, especially the myriad beast demonic residents. It was because the head of a soul demon was hanging above the flag. The owner of the head was the lord of the myriad beast demonic residents, Yu Xianming, an expert close to the level of a demon god. In an instant, the demon monarchs of the myriad beast demonic residents trembled, not daring to move at all. Then, the flag flashed, and 3 demonic figures stood there. The 3 soul demons wore bright green armor. 2 were women, and 1 was a man. They were tall and burly, and their blood was as vast as a river. The saint demon halo on their bodies was faintly discernible. They were the strongest among the experts. Yu Xianming has been killed by my lord. The myriad beast demonic residence is gone. You only have 2 choices, live or die. The leader's eyes were red, and there was a faint blood-red light. It penetrated the 3 forces below like a laser. Blood Shadow Demon Sect, Sword Demon Residents. If you wish to leave a trace of your heritage, please kill yourselves. I Crimson Nightmare of the 10 Imperials, can guarantee that your two forces will have a trace of heritage left. His tone was cold, as if there was no emotion. A crescent-shaped circular blade emerged from his back and hovered in the void. It was as if he was constructing a spiritual network, sealing off the surroundings. All the Godslayers of the third generation and below were ineffective, as if they had been crushed. The fourth generation Godslayer. The Godslayer spine that turned into a circular blade was the fourth generation Godslayer. Hearing the arrogant words of this demon master, who called himself Scarlet Nightmare, the three factions below did not dare to say a word. Wang Feng, who was standing on the other side, was also stunned. Wang Feng frowned slightly. These are the subordinates of demon god Qing Luo. These are the 10 Imperials of demon god Qing Luo. They are the 10 strongest demon masters under her. Not only are they subordinates, but they are also her personal guards and attendants. They are famous in the dark demon world. Demon Monarch Ba Xia explained. But I did not expect demon god Qing Luo to send the 10 Imperials to welcome my lord. Demon god Qing Luo only has 10 Imperials, but each of them has the potential and qualifications to become a demon god. They are her trusted aides, and she rarely uses them. This was because all 10 of them had extremely important matters to attend to. Normally, they won't easily appear in the ordinary world. However, as soon as he appears, there will be a storm of blood. From the looks of it, Devil Goddess Qing Luo has already cleared away the obstacles on your honor's path. How considerate. The means of fiend celestials are typically lightning strikes. There's no room for respite. The destruction of the myriad beast demonic residents is nothing more than a blink of an eye for Green Lotus. Ba Xia sighed with emotion. Devil God Qing Luo's feelings for your honor have never changed even after so many years. Otherwise, she wouldn't have mobilized the 10 reins to sweep away the obstacles on your honor's path and personally welcome your honor. Hearing Ba Xia's words, Wang Fengxin was not happy but worried. He had an ominous premonition. Meanwhile, the demon lords below had ashen faces. Don't underestimate them just because there were devil masters among them. But between demon masters, there was still a difference of 108,000 li. Let's put it this way. The difference between the demon master realm and the demon master realm was even greater than the Douluo world's level 100 difference. Ignoring everything else, just a 4th generation Godslayer. Even the most ordinary 4th generation Godslayer was dozens of times stronger than any 3rd generation Godslayer. The difference in resources was an astronomical figure. The 9 great fiend celestials of the dark demon world were not only powerful, but they also had extremely powerful factions. As blood splattered, the demon lords did not even have the courage to fight against the 3 members of the 10 reigns. Even the demon masters remained silent, their faces ashen. 3 demon masters did not believe in heresy. They directly activated God's Slayer and attacked the 3 members of the 10 reigns. The other 2 had yet to make a move. Only the male was standing in the void. The circular blade formed by God's Slayer danced as he exchanged more than 10 moves with the 3 fearless demon masters. The battle caused the space to tremble and the mountains to overturn. But in just a short while, they were all killed. Even their Godslayer spines were retrieved and their demon souls scattered. Wang Fengxin could feel it. This member of the 10 reigns, named Qi Yan, had a different cultivation system from the dark demon world. He did not have a demon ring, but the energy waves on his body were extremely strong. As he moved, the circular blade emitted waves of destructive power that could tear everything apart. He was more like a top-notch powerhouse from another world. Or, his cultivation path did not belong to the dark demon world. Judging from his body shape, he was very much like a soul demon. This should be the Blade Annihilation origin from the St. Cloud civilization. This Qi Yan is also known as the Crimson Demon Blade among the 10 reigns. The St. Cloud civilization is a martial arts civilization that advocates the cultivation of one's own body. Ba Xia seemed to have seen through Dai's doubts and explained, Your Honor, you should know that there are many wormholes connected to the dark demon world, and there is no lack of more powerful ones. The dark demon world advocates the absorption of the other party's high-quality components. Merging with the magical machines of the dark demon world leads to a different cultivation path. It is not just relying on the Saint Demon Ring. Whether it is the God Ring of the God world or the Saint Demon Ring, the requirements are relatively high. Some of the cultivation paths that are very strong but do not have high requirements and are not complicated have become the choices of many soul demons. After filtering out the paths that are not suitable for the soul demon true body, there are still many left in the dark demon world. However, no matter which path it is, as long as it is paired with God Slayer, one's strength will soar. Wang Feng nodded slightly. That made sense. Logically speaking, with so many worlds connected to the dark demon world, there would always be some soul demons who would take other cultivation paths. Before long, the demon lords of the three forces below had all been reduced to a pile of wreckage. This was the means of a demon god. Qi Yin even said that he wanted to leave behind his bloodline. This was actually an unwritten rule of the dark demon world. No matter what kind of battle it was, as long as it was an internal strife, one must not be ruthless. That was because bloodlines were too important to soul demons. Once extinct, even if it was the lowest grade bloodline, it would be the greatest loss to the dark demon world. That was because even the lowest grade bloodline could grow into the highest grade ancient demon bloodline. With this unwritten rule, the vast majority of factions, even the demon gods, would not be ruthless enough to wipe out a faction. At most, only 1 or 2 descendants would be left. Let them continue to reproduce and pass on their bloodline. Wang Feng felt that this rule was a little stupid, but when he thought about it carefully, he realized that the emotions of soul demons were different from that of humans. They were not the same. Following that, the three forces below were annihilated before they could even touch the corner of Wang Feng's clothes. The 3 members of the 10 Imperials immediately flew toward Wang Feng. The leader of the Qi Yin group was expressionless. Under the cyan helmet, he did not seem to have any expression. The Lord ordered us to come here to welcome you, to prevent some rascals from delaying the journey. Qi Yin did not show any attitude and said calmly, "We have eliminated most of the forces that have targeted you along the way. The remaining ones do not dare to make a move directly. As long as the demon god does not make a move, we 3 members of the 10 Imperials will ensure that you arrive at Douluo Prefecture without any hindrance." These 2 are Purple Nightmare and Green Nightmare of the 10 Imperials. These 2 were female. Because they were wearing armor, only their valiant figures could be seen, but not their specific appearances. Qi Yin was the same. End of chapter. Chapter 1467. Wang Feng wasn't interested, but he could tell that this member of the 10 Reigns was a little unhappy. They just didn't show it. Ziyin and Qing Yin nodded slightly at Wang Feng. "Are you Qing Luo's subordinates?" Wang Feng asked casually. Who would have thought that this sentence would cause the aura of the 3 members of the 10 Imperials to change drastically? "Demon God Dai, it seems like you've forgotten Master." Qi Yin snorted. "Qing Luo is the name of the demon god. You only used to call Master by her real name. You didn't call her by her real name." Wang Fengxin said, "How the hell would I know what demon god Qing Luo's real name is?" Wang Feng was used to calling her demon god Qing Luo, so he naturally thought that her real name was Qing Luo. "Qing Yuanli is Master's real name," Ziruo said in a clear voice. "When we came, Master told us that if you called out her demon god's name first, we didn't have to care about you. You can come to Douluo Prefecture on your own. If you call her Wan Li, we'll bring you to a special place." Unfortunately, Demon God Dai, you missed this opportunity after returning from tens of thousands of years ago. Ziyin let out a bell-like laughter when she said this. Wang Feng really couldn't understand Demon God Qing Luo's actions. What was going on? How could a demon god pull off such tricks? Furthermore, the Lord also said that, if you call Qing Luo by her name, then we'll inform the demon god in the infinite demon zone immediately. Qing Yin laughed softly. "Next, you might have to face the imperial demon god. We hope you can come to Douluo Prefecture safely. Of course, you can choose not to come. But if you don't, Master will say that the thing you left with her is gone." With that, the 310 royals shouted in unison. Qi Yen, who was the leader, threw the war flag into the sky. It was a loud rumble. It exploded. A majestic mind power vibrated from the sky as though it was sending a signal. Following which, the 3 members of the 10 Rains turned around and disappeared into the void without another word, leaving Wang Feng standing there in a daze. "This, Your Honor, could it be that you have already forgotten about demon God Qing Luo to this extent? Back then, she was the only soul demon of the opposite sex you had ever come into contact with. You don't even call her by her real name. That's too distant." The 3 demon lords looked at each other. Too much time has passed. How can a name leave such a deep impression? Wang Feng's temples were throbbing. F***CK. Why was the god fiend doing this as well? The true name of a demon god was very important. But to the demon gods, their names are the most widely spread. There were probably not many soul demons who knew his real name. "Sigh, this spy is not very good," Wang Feng said to himself. It couldn't be helped. This time, he was impersonating another identity, not an identity that he had imagined. The Dai demon god had too many pasts, and it was really difficult to pretend to be exactly the same. Even if the Dai demon god himself came, he might not be exactly the same as before. Qing Wanli, Wang Feng muttered. This woman, regardless of race, had many differences in culture, but her nature was very similar. Then, it's going to be troublesome. The 3 demon lords smiled bitterly. This might be demon god Qing Luo's test. Go back to Yanhai Pass first. If the god fiend really attacks, you will be in danger, Wang Feng said in a low voice. Go back to Yanhai Pass and carry out another order. The 3 demon lords nodded. They knew it was not suitable to follow Wang Feng to Tianluo Prefecture now. However, for a dignified demon god to travel alone without a single subordinate, it was truly embarrassing. The 3 demon lords could only sigh. Their honor had returned for too short time. It would probably take a long time to cultivate a group of powerful subordinates like the 10 Rains. And the old subordinates of the Imperial Demon Army had other missions. After Basya and the other 2 demon lords left, Wang Feng was once again alone. The specific location of Tianluo Prefecture had been recorded in the Godslayer sect. Imperial Demon God. If the 10 Rains were right, the explosion of the flag should be a signal to Imperial Demon God, right? Wang Feng said in deep thought. Wang Feng was not sure what Demon God Qing Luo was thinking. Just like what Demon God Qing Luo said, he could not go if it did not work. It did not matter. After all, Wang Feng's goal in Dark Demon World was to find information about Zhu Zhuqing and the others. He could also go to the Reincarnation Well to find the demonic source of creation. Using Demon God Dai's identity was just for convenience. If it became an obstacle, Wang Feng could change back to his original form and abandon this identity. However, according to what Green Nightmare said, Demon God Dai left something with Demon God Qing Luo. According to the traces left behind by Demon God Dai in Yanhai Pass, Wang Feng already knew that Demon God Dai was at least connected to the Pangu Axe martial soul. Then, what did Demon God Dai leave with Demon God Qing Luo? Furthermore, from what Green Nightmare said, it was obvious that Demon God Dai left something behind before he left, as if he would return. Otherwise, it would be meaningless for Demon God Qing Luo to keep what he left behind. Thinking of this, Wang Feng knew that he might have to make a trip to Tianluo Prefecture. At this moment, a signal suddenly sounded from inside Godslayer. A message from the treasure-gathering rock. Please confirm if you want to accept it. Godslayer said. Godslayer itself had an extremely large spiritual web. This thing had many functions in one. Not only could it be used for battle, but it could also be used for communication between soul demons. On the Douluo continent, the 10-ringed soul demons relied on Godslayer to communicate. However, their Godslayers were very trashy. The spiritual web did not cover the entire Douluo continent, and the distance was very short. However, Godslayer in Dark Demon World was different. Because the Demon World had Godslayer terminals, The terminals could strengthen the spiritual web inside Godslayer, allowing information to be transmitted almost by thought. In a demon world, the error in transmission would not exceed a minute. The premise was that each Godslayer had to have their own Godslayer imprint to transmit information. Except, Wang Feng heard that it was a message from the treasure-gathering rock. Your Majesty, we've received a message. It said that the group of escaped gods that you're more concerned about should have fled to Azure Sun Demon region. We don't know their exact location, but it's very likely that they're in Azure Sun Demon region. My personal guess is that the most dangerous place is the safest place. They might be in Azure Sun Demon region's Soul Demon Holy City. That's where demon god Luo is. Of course, it's just a guess. There's no proof. However, I can guarantee that they're in Azure Sun Demon region. The message came from Yu Xiao Xiao. Hearing this, Wang Feng knew that he had to make a trip to Tian Luo Prefecture. End of chapter. Chapter 1468. Demon God, Wang Feng muttered. If he gave up his identity as Demon God Dai, he might be able to secretly go to the Azure Sun Demon region. But the problem was that once he gave it up, it would be troublesome to use it again. Demon God Luo's seemingly eccentric style, mixed with some unique feminine resentment, did not seem to be a problem. In fact, as Demon Lord Basya said, this was most likely a test by Demon God Luo. Everyone in the Dark Demon world knew that she was infatuated with Demon God Dai and was once the golden boy and jade girl of the Dark Demon world. It was not that simple. Demon God Luo might even know more about Demon God Dai than Wang Feng himself and the old soldiers of the Demon God army. We are still in the limitless demon region. That imperial demon god must have received the signal just now. It will not be so easy to leave the limitless demon region now. Wang Fengxin sighed slightly. Frontier Fiend Celestial was considered average among the 9 great Fiend Celestials. Now that he had to face the Frontier Protector Devil God, it was a huge problem. Wang Feng knew that this trip would not be so smooth. Was there any way to get out of this situation? With Wang Feng's current strength, he did not have a high chance of winning against Imperial Demon God. After all, this was the Dark Demon world. It was different from when he faced Demon God Shang. Demon gods in the Dark Demon world were augmented by laws and were much stronger than in other worlds. Wang Feng was not a demon god. What he had in his body was true divine power. Unless I have the 3rd divine ring and break through level 100, I should be able to obtain the 6th origin, Wang Fengxin pondered. But the formation of a divine ring not only required the immortal qi of the divine world, but also the faith of life. Even if he did not use the energy of the divine world and used the dark demon power of the dark demon world, he would still lack the faith of life. Wang Feng had returned as Demon God Dai because he wanted to use the name of Demon God Dai to gather the believers of Demon God Dai in the Dark Demon world in a short time and obtain their faith. It was a cheap trick. If it was a soul demon in the Dark Demon world who wanted to form a Saint Demon ring, they would usually choose to train in a wormhole. Because it would only take 100 years at most to train in a small plane, and it would be easy to form a Saint Demon ring. Suddenly, in the space, light and shadow exploded, and countless colorful beams of light shot toward this place from all directions and afar. Space trembled slightly. The change in space let Wang Feng know that the Frontier Imperial Devil God was coming. Oh, right. Suddenly, Wang Feng thought of something. The wormhole on the leaf, if they entered other worlds, as long as it was not the Dark Devil world, then the strength of the Devil God would decrease. No, to be precise, it was not a drop. Instead, it had returned to normal. In the Dark Devil world, demon gods were considered extraordinary. Lead him to the plane connected to the wormhole. Maybe there's a chance, Wang Feng thought to himself. Thinking of this, Wang Feng immediately flew toward the wormhole on the leaf. At the same time, a loud and clear voice reverberated through the air. Die. Since you didn't die and came to my territory, why didn't you greet me? The moment his voice fell, in the sky, the space trembled, and invisible ripples spread out in all directions. Then, countless demonic ships emerged from the ripples. The entire sky darkened. These demonic ships spanned dozens of miles, lying in the sky like a fortress. They were densely packed, and there were tens of thousands of them. It was very terrifying. On the centermost ship, a demonic shadow stood on the top of the ship. At this time, Wang Feng had already arrived at the side of the demon gold leaf tree. F***CK. This demon god is here. Why did he bring a large army? Wang Feng looked at the densely packed demonic ships in the sky and was shocked. Was this frontier imperial devil god so afraid of Dai? What the hell was this? Was he here for a group battle? Wang Feng could see very clearly that these demonic ships were very large. Even the size of the soul demons was enough to accommodate tens of thousands of people. One had to know that the size of soul demon was 2 to 3 times that of a human. Moreover, each ship was emitting an extremely terrifying aura. Each demonic ship was equipped with terrifying terminal magical machine weapons. Wang Feng suspected that with just a few of these demonic ships, they could easily destroy a planet, especially a blue planet like the one in Wang Feng's previous life. One ship might be enough to deal with it. I'm not here for a group battle. Wang Feng was secretly shocked by the demon god's forces. When he came, he had already estimated the demon god's strength and forces to the greatest extent. But in reality, it was still far beyond his imagination. No wonder the god world lost so badly. As the strongest army in the dark demon world, the Imperial Devil Army was stronger than the forces of a single demon god. There were 5 major forces in the Imperial Devil Army that belonged to different places. Basya and the others were only Dai's old subordinates and only accounted for 1/5 of the Imperial Devil Army. Moreover, it was the smallest 1/5, and it was decreasing year by year. Wang Feng did not answer. Instead, he looked at the leaf. It was a light golden leaf. The veins on the leaf were very clear, as if a world was imprinted on it. The wormhole was hidden in the leaf. It was indeed special. I forgot that the frontier Imperial Devil God might not have mobilized such a large army, because he was afraid of Dai, Wang Fengxin thought. Damn, he should be afraid of the Origin Tribulation Deity King, right? In the Void Territory, Wang Feng used the skin of the Origin Tribulation Deity King to scare Demon God Shang half to death. When Demon God Shang returned to the Dark Demon world, he must have spread the news of the Origin Tribulation Deity King's appearance to the other demon gods. Demon God Shang could not hide such news. After all, it was related to the God War. It was not as if the Dark Demon realm was unaware of the origins of Demon God Dai. Demon God Dai was formed by the Origin Tribulation Deity King. Now that the Origin Tribulation Deity King was not dead, Demon God Dai was very suspicious. Having thought this through, Wang Feng was suddenly enlightened. Therefore, the Frontier Imperial Devil God mobilized such a large force because he was afraid that Demon God Dai and the Origin Tribulation Deity King had an affair. The Origin Tribulation Deity King might have followed Demon God Dai to the Dark Demon world. I was too careless. I did not think of this. Forget it. Let's go to this small wormhole first. If the Frontier Imperial Devil God dares to follow, I will not be afraid. Wang Feng covered the leaf with his consciousness. In an instant, the veins on the leaf suddenly lit up. Then it started to spin, forming a counterclockwise movement in the void. It was only the size of a palm. Wang Feng restrained his aura to the extreme. He was not a demon god and did not have the powerful energy waves of a demon god. He was not even at level 100. Passing through such a small wormhole was very unlikely. On the other hand, if a demon god wanted to pass through such a small wormhole, it would be easy to cause the wormhole to collapse due to the huge amount of energy they had. At the same time, on the demonic warship in the sky. Oh, entering the wormhole directly? What is the meaning of this? Are they trying to avoid me? The Frontier Imperial Devil God stood at the top of the warship and looked at where Wang Feng was. When he came, he already knew that there was a wormhole here. Chapter 1469. Interesting. The dignified Dai Demon God was arrogant and unruly back then. Who would have thought that after returning for tens of thousands of years, he would have learned to run away? Could it be that these tens of thousands of years have changed a proud and aloof demon god like you? Imperial border devil god muttered to himself. However, do you think such a tiny wormhole can stump me? They were all old friends, so why would they run away as soon as they saw each other? Luo wants to use me to test you. She wants to know something. Did the origin tribulation God King really appear? You need an answer from this old friend of mine. Otherwise, wouldn't you have lived in vain this time? Then the Imperial border demon god waved his hand at the demon ships and said, "Guard this place. If anyone dares to come close or leave, kill them immediately. Dear Emperor, we haven't seen each other for so many years. It's time for us to catch up." Imperial border demon god muttered one last time before vanishing from the spot. The next moment, the black-haired human who had transformed into an ordinary-looking black-haired human immediately entered the wormhole. On the other side, the 3 members of the 10 Imperials didn't go far. Strange. His lord clearly missed Demon God Dai very much and had already prepared everything. He had even bought the style of God Realm clothing that Demon God Dai liked the most back then and prepared a large number of God Realm delicacies. It's just to meet Demon God Dai. We've already prepared so well. Why did you give such an order? Purple Nightmare and Green Nightmare were very puzzled. With the current strength of the Border Protector Demon God, those old era demon gods are no match. Could it be because Dai Demon God did not react in time and call the lord by his nickname? Master is not such a petty devil god. I remember that my great-grandmother's grandmother said that Master had even recruited a group of soul servants for Devil God Dai. Look, that should be the Imperial Border Devil God Space Patrol Devil ship. Good heavens, such a big commotion This time, even Scarlet Nightmare was secretly shocked. This Imperial Border Devil God even sent out his Devil God fleet. I'm afraid this isn't a joke, right? This was to directly kill DE here, not leaving the slightest chance. How could the old era's demon gods withstand that? The 3 members of the 10 Imperials looked at each other in shock. They originally thought that Imperial Border Devil God would personally take action to settle old grudges and fight with Dai Devil God. Although Dai Demon God was a demon god from the old era, he was no match for Imperial Border Demon God. However, a Fiend Celestial was ultimately a Fiend Celestial. It was impossible for the Frontier Fiend Celestial to directly destroy it. In the end, there was a high probability that he would be defeated. This won't do. This matter must be reported to the Lord as soon as possible. Otherwise, something big will happen. When Wang Feng woke up, his ears were filled with earth-shattering booms. It was as if he was on a battlefield. Wang Feng was no stranger to traveling through wormholes. The passageway that the system had opened up was actually a special wormhole. However, it was a little different. When his body reformed, Wang Feng suddenly woke up. Suddenly, he opened his eyes and found that he was surrounded by mottled spatial cracks. And the area they were in was the clouds. Wang Feng's figure suddenly came to a halt. He looked around with some surprise in his eyes. He was in midair. Judging from the energy intensity of the planes connected by the miniaturized wormhole would not be very high. It also belonged to that kind of small plane. A small plane was probably a plane similar to the Douluo continent, or perhaps a little lower. Below there was a city, but the style was that of an ancient city. Moreover, it was very similar to the ancient cities in Wang Feng's memories of his previous life. This is the blue planet? The ancient blue planet of a parallel space-time? Wang Fengxin was slightly shocked. The city below seemed to have green tiles and red eaves, a bright yellow palace, and crisscrossed paths. No. Wang Feng turned his gaze and suddenly looked to the other side. In the sky, there was a spaceship. No, it should be called an immortal boat. It was in the shape of a boat, but it was indeed flying in the sky. Its appearance could be said to be magnificent, and it emitted extremely powerful energy fluctuations. There was also a warrior wearing ancient armor standing on this immortal boat, but each of them could fly in midair. What plane is this? Wang Feng was bewildered. The city below was already filled with smoke. The aura of war spread in the sky. Only the words on the immortal boat that covered the sky were particularly clear. Scorching Sunday. It was also at this moment that Wang Feng finally saw a somewhat familiar figure. F*CK? What is that, Sun Wukong? In midair, a light figure flashed and was suddenly blasted into a mountain next to the city. It flashed past quickly, but Wang Feng saw it very carefully. A pointy mouth and monkey cheeks, golden chainmail, a purple and gold hat, and lotus silk cloud-walking shoes. Especially that Jingu Bang, it looked very familiar. Wait, scorching sun. Wang Feng's pupils contracted as if he had thought of something. Is that a mortal boat, the scorching sun path? This is the ancient blue planet? Wang Feng vaguely understood where he seemed to have come to. He looked around and saw many spatial rifts, which was enough to prove the extent of the battle in this place. At the same time, a familiar voice finally sounded in midair. Sun Wukong, the blue planet civilization is so low level. Only the scorching sun path can protect it and prevent it from being disturbed by the universe. Do you think we want to invade the blue planet? What a joke. I advise you not to be so ungrateful. The voice didn't come from the immortal boat. It came from the other side. Wang Feng forgot to go over. It was a deity mansion. Standing above the clouds, he could only see a few words at the front of the deity mansion. Heavenly court of the clouds. Countless warriors in bright silver armor stood in rows above the clouds of the immortal mansion in a solemn and orderly manner. As the third person, Wang Feng saw very clearly at this moment. This planet doesn't need your protection. I'm enough. On the other side, on top of the shattered mountain peak, a somewhat familiar figure exuded a tyrannical aura. He held a long staff and coldly looked at the immortal residents in the clouds of the heavenly court. Wang Feng was a bit silent for a while. Although he understood everything in an instant, Wang Feng was still a little dazed by this sudden scene. The creation of wormholes was not without reason. Many high-intensity energy collisions could cause spatial vibrations, which could lead to the creation of wormholes. Some planes were born with wormholes, which were not normal. Obviously, because of the battle between the two sides, countless spatial cracks were created, which then evolved into miniature wormholes. They were directly connected to the dark demon realm, and it was a relatively sudden connection. So the boundless demon realm didn't feel it. Damn it, I haven't even settled the Imperial Demon God, and I'm already involved in another battle. Wang Feng didn't know if entering the wormhole this time was a wise choice or a stupid one. But since he was already here, he might as well take things as they came. Wang Feng knew the story behind this. In his previous life, Wang Feng had seen this animation. To put it simply, a civilization called the Scorching Sun Heavenly Path invaded the blue planet at that time. They called themselves the Heavenly Path. Naturally, this civilization was very advanced. For this kind of ancient blue planet, which was still in a feudal society, it was many levels higher. Back then, there was only one person who could fight on the ancient blue planet. It was this Sun Wukong, a super soldier with a powerful genetic sequence from the land of the Divine Land. He was not the Sun Wukong, the victorious fighting Buddha in the traditional sense. Of course, relying only on one soldier, it was impossible to match the entire civilization. I remember in the original work. It seems that this plot doesn't have much introduction, but it should be Sun Wukong's side that one, right? Wang Feng muttered. In that case, there's nothing for me to do, right? By the way, the life energy here is extremely rich and the spiritual energy is very strong, but it's a pity that it's too weak. Not to mention technology, it doesn't even have the most basic cultivation method. However, it's precisely because of such a low-level civilization that spiritual faith comes faster. Vaguely, Wang Feng thought of something. Just as he was thinking, at this moment, Sun Wukong turned into a ray of light and rushed up to the heavenly court. In an instant, the clouds churned and energy exploded. The immortal mansion seemed to be shaken, and countless soldiers were blasted down from the sky by the golden cudgel. They crashed to the ground. Every time one of them fell, the ground seemed to shake. However, Not long after, a figure suddenly appeared in the immortal mansion. As the scorching light flickered, two different rays of light intertwined in the sky. A moment later, Sun Wukong's figure flew out again. Sun Wukong, I've been merciful to you again and again. If you still don't know what's good for you, even if I don't kill you, the lives of the millions of people in the city below will be hard to protect. Listen to me. You can't protect this planet. Seeing this, Wang Feng was taken aback. He wondered why Sun Wukong couldn't do it. Who is this person? Let me think. It should be Panjun of the blazing sun heavenly path, right? The guardian of the blazing sun planet. He is also a true god of the universe. However, thinking of this, Wang Feng's figure changed. He immediately flew up to the sky and shouted, "He can't protect this planet, but I can." Chapter 1470. His voice shook the heavens. Wang Feng's body shook slightly. At this moment, he had the body of a true demon god. However, it was obvious that he was not human. He had transformed with the elemental origin. Although he was not in the dark demon realm, Wang Feng had his own plans. Logically speaking, he should have returned to his original human appearance. However, Wang Feng was still using this demon god's body. As soon as he finished speaking, the sky, heavenly court in the sky, suddenly became quiet. Countless wills, like the divine light of the sun, enveloped him from all directions. These powerful consciousnesses seemed to want to scan Wang Feng's past and present lives. What powerful consciousnesses, Wang Fengxin thought to himself. In the original work, the fiery sun heavenly path strength level was very high. It was a powerful civilization that dominated the universe. The guardian gods of those civilizations all had the strength to crush planets and split stars. The level of life had evolved to an extremely high level. Wang Feng knew that with his current strength, he might not be able to defeat the sky heavenly court of the fiery sun heavenly path, especially the guardian god of the fiery sun heavenly path, Panjun. He could control stars. In other words, he could control the sun in the traditional sense. Previously in the divine realm, he learned that the origin tribulation divine king could also devour stars by devouring the origin. Therefore, the two were basically on the same level. Moreover, the fiery sun heavenly path was somewhat similar to the ancient civilization of technology. Its system was extremely ancient and feudal. It would not let such a provocation go easily. Who are you? From the sky heavenly court, a warrior wearing bright silver armor flew down. His voice was majestic and his eyes were fixed on Wang Feng. On the other side, Sun Wukong flew out from the broken mountain again. However, his body was covered in wounds. Who are you? No, you're not human. Sun Wukong stared at Wang Feng. There was some doubt in his deep eyes. In my old impression, there is no life form like you on this planet. Are you also an alien? You want to protect this planet? Heh, I'm afraid you want to colonize it like this bullshit fiery sun heavenly path, right? Wang Feng glanced at Sun Wukong. Good fellow, he seemed to be seriously injured just now. Now, he had almost recovered. He could not help but think, could this monkey really be a warrior that could fight an entire civilization alone? Wang Feng pondered for a few seconds, then suddenly looked in another direction and said, "That's right. I'm the demon god from another universe's advanced civilization. Your fight created a wormhole in the void, which allowed me to sense this place. That's why I came here." Coincidentally, he discovered that this world was not bad and planned to directly colonize it. This place has already been listed as a colony of my dark demon world. Naturally, it is not inferior to other civilizations. Hearing this, Sun Wukong was stunned and sneered. Demon god? What bullshit asterisk T demon god? However, you are more honest than the blazing sun heavenly Tao. It's much more honest to say that they are here to colonize a planet than the scorching sun heavenly path, which claims to be protecting a planet, but is actually not here to colonize a planet. Really? We fiend celestials have always been frank and outspoken. Wang Feng looked at the heavenly court of cloud heaven, This sovereign has just scanned this world and found that other than you, there's almost no one else with combat strength. So what? Sun Wukong waved the Jingu Bang in his hand, first pointing at Wang Feng, then at the heavenly court of Cloud Heaven. I am enough. Wang Feng smiled. At the same time, after Sun Wukong appeared, the silver-armored warrior retreated into the heavenly court with some fear. The heavenly court of Cloud Heaven was silent for a moment. Obviously, they did not expect to encounter a civilization from another universe on this ordinary planet. Also, I don't think this demon god of yours is much. There was no reply from the heavenly court of Cloud Heaven. Instead, it was Sun Wukong who looked askance at Wang Feng. Look at the blazing sun heavenly Dao. No matter what, they are here to colonize a universe battleship. You are alone, no different from me. What are you going to use to colonize this planet? Who said I am alone? Wang Feng laughed loudly. As a demon god, I can easily destroy the world. Even if I am alone, this universe battleship can be destroyed with a flick of my finger. Moreover, this sovereign has even more powerful comrades. If I really come here immediately, when that time comes, you and this blazing sun civilization will have to submit to the might of our dark demon world. TSK, demon god, you sure know how to talk big. Have a taste of old Sun's stick first. Sun Wukong did not even think and swung the Jingu Bang at Wang Feng. How impatient. Wang Feng sighed softly. With his current strength, he might not be able to defeat Sun Wukong, but it was impossible for him to lose. When the Jingu Bang came down, endless waves of air surged in the sea of clouds like a tsunami. The enormous power seemed to be mixed with the mighty power of this world. Wang Feng's indestructible origin vibrated. He took the Jingu Bang head-on with one hand and retreated several thousand meters. Not bad. Wang Feng's eyes flickered. He was not very clear about Sun Wukong's cultivation system, but he felt it most vividly. Sun Wukong was quite impressive to be able to exert such enormous power even when he was injured. He might really be able to defeat this enormous, blazing sun civilization fleet. But that Pan Zhun at this moment. A terrifying ray of light blasted directly toward where Wang Feng landed in the heavenly court of Cloud Heaven. The blazing light seemed to be able to destroy the world as it blasted Wang Feng's body directly. You are still far from being able to destroy this sovereign with this little strength. Trial. In the light, Wang Feng's demonic body flew out like a rainbow. He held a mysterious purple origin in his hand and grasped the sky. Thunderclouds spread in the sky, and the world seemed to be greatly shaken. That was the invasion and change of the origin laws. Sun Wukong felt it the most vividly. That is, he is using the power of this world? Who is he? Sun Wukong looked at the sky subconsciously. Rumble. Heavenly lightning, like a divine punishment, fell from the sky and struck the heavenly court of Cloud Heaven. Each heavenly lightning was hundreds of meters wide and thousands of meters long. Like purple lightning dragons, they fell from the sky and densely fell on the heavenly court of Cloud Heaven. A light screen rose from the periphery of the heavenly court of Cloud Heaven. A huge energy shield, like a turtle shell, resisted the lightning punishment that Wang Feng found with the origin of judgment. Advanced civilizations are indeed powerful. They are not even injured at all. I wonder what this energy shield is. It is so durable. Wang Feng glanced at it and knew that the heavenly court of Cloud Heaven was probably a very powerful spatial artifact. How dare you? A low roar came from the heavenly court. How could the heavenly court of Cloud Heaven be attacked so wantonly? Sun Wukong watched from the side and did not relax at all. He was even more wary of the companion that this fiend celestial mentioned. In just a moment, he felt a very powerful aura, which might be slightly stronger than Sun Wukong's. It was probably that Pan Zhun. End of chapter. Chapter 1471. Break. Wang Feng remained fearless. A divine halo appeared around his body. His immense psyche and divine power flowed like a river to the west. They transformed into the judgment origin and even more terrifying lightning punishment. They continued to descend from the sky. At the same time, several blazing beams of light shot down from the heavenly court. They accurately hit Wang Feng. "How dare you destroy my heavenly court's blazing sun array? Die!" A voice that was mixed with anger was heard. But Wang Feng was secretly shocked. What domineering energy! Even a god would not be able to withstand the blazing beams of light. If not for the undying origin, his clone would not have been able to withstand it. He would probably have been melted. This fiend celestial is really straightforward. He directly resisted the blazing sun divine light of the blazing sun, heavenly Tao. Sun Wukong found it very strange. He's really not afraid of death. No, he resisted the blazing sun divine light. Could it be that he wanted to break the heavenly court's array so that his comrades can create an opportunity? It seemed to be the same as Sun Wukong's thoughts. Wang Feng immediately retracted his judgment origin. His figure transformed, and he laughed with a slightly weak voice. "My mission is complete. I'll leave the rest to you." After saying that, Wang Feng transformed into a beam of light and flew away. The heavenly court shook violently. Instantly, countless figures appeared. They wanted to give chase. However, they were stopped by an ancient-looking man who looked like a general. There's no need to chase him. He suffered the blazing sun divine light. He won't live for long. This other realm fiend celestial is probably only here to scout. Next, even more powerful fiend celestials might appear. That's what we need to deal with. And this monkey, just as the man finished speaking, a terrifying aura suddenly appeared from the void. Instantly, the general's eyes narrowed. He's here. The other main attacker is unfamiliar. Lock onto him. Launch a destructive attack immediately. Don't give him any chance to attack. On the other side, Sun Wukong was also secretly sensing. That fiend celestial was too stupid. He actually exposed his plan like that. Once he left, the other fiend celestial would appear. Sun Wukong would give him a chance to attack, let alone the blazing sun heavenly Tao. Sun Wukong looked at the fiery sun sky Tao and snorted coldly. It seems that the fiery sun sky Tao has the same idea as me. They're all outsiders anyway. Let's kill as many as we can. Under such circumstances, Frontier Fiend God had arrived. He passed through the wormhole and followed Dai. Furthermore, in order to pass through the wormhole smoothly, the Imperial Devil God even suppressed his own strength and used a secret technique of the Dark Demon realm to temporarily seal a portion of his energy. However, this kind of secret technique was more troublesome and had a duration. After passing through the wormhole, he would need to rest for a while and break the seal to recover his original strength. But this did not matter. Dai Devil God actually dared to casually enter the wormhole. Yu Jiang was clear about his intentions. It was nothing more than trying to lure him into another world, so that he would not be suppressed by the laws of the Dark Devil world. This way, the power of the God Slayer would decrease. His chances of winning were higher. What a pity, what a pity. Di, since you used this method, doesn't this mean that you think your strength is far inferior to mine? Otherwise, with your temperament, how could you use such a method? Enter the wormhole by force. Thinking of this, the Imperial Devil God felt a burst of excitement. Among the fiend gods of the old era, the most famous one was none other than Dai. Back then, among the fiend gods of the old generation, other than Qing Luo, who had not been offended by Dai, thinking of how he could personally grab Dai in the palm of his hand and ravage him wantonly, the thought of it made the Imperial Devil God incomparably excited. Di, after so many years, I did not expect you to have become so weak. The moment he came out of the wormhole, the Imperial Devil God could not help but roar, "Come out and die! What the hell is this?" before his voice died away. The attack that the Sky Heavenly Court had been accumulating for a long time, as well as the several thousand-meter-long giant golden cudgel that Sun Wukong had condensed, directly landed on the Imperial Devil God's body. The terrifying aura, almost in an instant, shook the Imperial Devil God's devil soul, causing his consciousness to almost become blurry. For a moment, he thought that Devil God was ambushing him. However, these were clearly two attacks, and they came from different directions. How could it be Yi? But at this moment, the Imperial Devil God's heart was in a daze. These two attacks were not easy to bear. His current strength was temporarily sealed. He had just come out and did not have time to undo it. The two terrifying attacks seemed to have been waiting for a long time. I fell into a trap. Could it be that Devil God had cultivated an extremely terrifying force in this small plane? Thinking of this, the Imperial Devil God's heart turned cold, and fear arose in him. I was careless. Although that bastard Dai was a bit arrogant in the past, he was definitely not a stupid person. Why did he flee to this small plane? Because he was afraid of me. I'm afraid he had already arranged it long ago. Moreover, the wormhole passage here did not appear on the Godslayer terminal. It was obviously postnatal and appeared inexplicably. This is strange in itself. Thinking of this, the Imperial Devil God's heart turned cold. Could it be that all of this is his scheme? Although the Dark Demon realm has changed a lot, it is impossible for Dai not to be familiar with it. This wormhole was probably created by him on purpose in this small plane. And Luo, she is infatuated with Devil God. Logically speaking, when Devil God returns and passes through the boundless demon region, she would not deliberately send me a signal. It seems like she wants me to test Devil God, but in fact, she is probably colluding with Devil God long ago. All of this is a scheme. It is definitely Dai's scheme. The Imperial Devil God seemed to have figured everything out and secretly regretted it. In fact, Dai's scheme was definitely because his strength had decreased. That was why he used this method to reduce his own strength. Dai, the Imperial Devil God, felt the explosion of the destruction in his body. Careless, too careless. If I return now, I will only be seriously injured. If I take 2 more attacks, my vitality will be greatly damaged. Now that my strength is sealed, the timing is too good. Dai, that bastard, knows that I hate him to the core. He will definitely use the Demon Sealing Seal to temporarily seal part of the Dark Demon power to safely pass through the wormhole. The Imperial Devil God suddenly spat out a mouthful of turbid air. This turbid air quickly turned into an endless territory, like a Dharma world, and instantly suppressed the sky. Boundless heaven and earth. Open. The Imperial Devil God suddenly spat out several mouthfuls of pitch-black blood. He released his origin energy, forcibly breaking part of the seal and using his origin energy. This would cause his origin energy to be damaged to a certain extent. However, it was enough to be able to safely return to the Dark Demon world. The endless territory looked like a phantom, but it was like a barrier between heaven and earth, lying across the void. In an instant, it blocked the remaining attacks of the Blazing Sun Heavenly Court and Sun Wukong. In the next moment, the Imperial Devil God was about to directly return to the wormhole and return to the Dark Demon world. Let's go, Imperial Devil God. Since you are here, did I allow you to go back? At this moment, a majestic phantom rose from the distant void. It was a human figure. The Imperial Devil God had some impression of him. He was a human expert who shone in the Yunhai Sea when Dai returned. He did not expect that he would also appear here. This showed that this was definitely Dai's arrangement, because that wormhole could only be arranged by Dai. Only then could this human expert be one step ahead of him to ambush him. Moreover, it was the silent kind. However, this human expert in front of him seemed to be a little different. The aura emitted from his body was extremely strange. In his hand, there was also an axe that was faintly discernible. It was this axe. A feeling of extreme danger gave the Imperial Devil God a premonition that he was about to be destroyed. It was incomparably intense. End of this chapter. Chapter 1472. At this moment, the premonition of death was extremely strong. It was as if time had stopped. In the next instant, the figure leaped into the sky as if he was leaping through the starry sky. He wielded the strange axe and turned into a silver radiance as he slashed down. The huge silver radiance seemed to connect the heavens and the earth. Even the blazing sun Heavenly Dao's battleship in midair couldn't withstand this axe radiance. It landed directly on the Imperial Demon God's body. The entire world seemed to have been sliced into two from the sky. The silver radiance split the world into two. The Imperial Demon God opened his eyes wide in disbelief as he looked at the silver radiance that pierced through his body. Countless amounts of energy overflowed from his body, explosively filling and expanding this world. A resplendent and flickering deicide spine flew out from Frontier Imperial Devil God's shattered devil body, bringing along a devil soul that was wrapped in clouds and mist, quickly drilling into that already shaking impulsively. Emperor, only a lingering voice was left in the air. From afar, one couldn't hear any emotions. The world was silent. The explosive energy from the demonic body caused multiple demonic rings to explode. It was enough to destroy the world in an instant. Keep! Wang Feng's eyes flashed as he looked at the boundless energy. The chaotic green lotus bloomed in his palm. 9 strange-colored soul rings shone from Wang Feng's body. At the same time, the third form of the black lotus bloomed. Like a funnel, it absorbed the explosive energy from the demonic body. The Imperial Demon God's demonic body has been destroyed. Only his demonic soul is left. If nothing goes wrong, he can only cultivate again or enter the reincarnation well to reincarnate. Even if he wants to take back the dark demon world, these are the only 2 choices. As he absorbed Wang Fengxin, he muttered to himself. Ever since he came to this world, he had been thinking about how to kill the Imperial Demon God. Whether it was the blazing sun Heavenly Dao or Sun Wukong, Wang Feng couldn't gain their trust immediately, let alone join forces with them. Hence, he could only pretend to be the invader and target the Imperial Demon God. After all, it was impossible for him to kill the Imperial Demon God with his current strength. However, if he combined the strength of the Heavenly Court, Sun Wukong, and himself, Wang Feng had a 90% chance of success. He had already comprehended the middle part of the one spirit into 3 pure ones. His avatar and main body were inseparable. Even in this world, he could still use part of his main body's abilities. Therefore, Wang Feng did not hesitate to use his Pangu Axe martial spirit. When the Imperial Demon God was attacked by Sun Wukong and the Heavenly Cloud Court, he immediately attacked and hacked the Imperial Border Demon God to death with his axe. Of course, Fiend Celestials were not that easy to kill. The Imperial Border Devil God's devil body was already destroyed, but his devil soul was still there. The soul of a demon god was incomparably powerful. Although the Pangu Axe martial soul could display great strength in front of Wang Feng, it could only destroy the Border Devil God's body. It was impossible to directly destroy the demonic soul. This was enough. At the very least, the current predicament had been resolved. The Imperial Border Devil God's vitality was greatly damaged. Even if he continued to live, it was impossible for him to maintain the same strength as before. He seems to have used Sun Wukong and the Heavenly Court of Cloud Sky. Otherwise, it wouldn't have gone so smoothly. Wang Fengxin heaved a sigh of relief. The energy from the explosion of the demonic body was extremely terrifying. Clearly, this kind of explosion was not accidental. Instead, it was the Imperial Border Devil God who knew that his devil body was going to die, so he detonated it. The explosion of the demonic body was enough to easily destroy hundreds or thousands of planets of this level. Fortunately, Wang Feng directly used the third form of the chaotic green lotus, the black lotus. The black lotus function was to absorb energy. After 10,000 years of accumulation, the chaotic green lotus martial spirit did not change much. However, during those 10,000 years, Wang Feng's main body had already reached the maximum level. The chaotic green lotus martial spirit had also been cultivated to the extreme. The next step was to materialize. It was the same for all forms. It was not difficult for the martial spirit to transform into a black lotus and absorb the energy from the explosion of the demonic body. Of course, it was impossible to completely absorb it. During the explosion, part of it was borne by the heavenly court of cloud sky. Moreover, it was obvious that the heavenly court of cloud sky did not have it easy either. Previously, Wang Feng had used all the divine power of his clone and used the judgment origin to break the array outside the heavenly court of cloud sky. Now, the explosion directly blasted the heavenly court of cloud sky into pieces. Countless warriors were directly turned into ashes. The city below was also turned into nothingness in this explosion. However, because Sun Wukong and the fiery sun Heavenly Dao had been fighting for a while, the humans in the city had already retreated. Sun Wukong, who was alone, also suffered some injuries in this explosion. Wang Feng absorbed the energy with the Black Lotus, so he was not injured at all. The energy was annihilated in an instant. The speed of absorption was also extremely fast. Not long after, the world returned to peace. Only the remnant crack in the sky refused to dissipate no matter how hard he tried. There were also countless fine cracks in the sky. Phew, it's finally over. Wang Feng took a deep breath and looked around. He was filled with emotions. If he had not encountered the fiery Sun Heavenly Dao and Sun Wukong, he might not have been able to kill the demonic body of the imperial demonic god. The wormhole was affected by the explosion. I don't know if it will return to its original position when it returns. It should be impossible. The demonic soul of the imperial demonic god passed through the wormhole. However, there was no other way for this kind of thing. If one wanted to kill a demonic god, there were always many unpredictable things. Thinking of this, Wang Feng looked back at the world and saw the golden-hooped rod pointing at the tip of his nose from afar. Who are you? The armor on Sun Wukong's body was shattered, and there were countless wounds on his body. The explosion just now was not a joke. If not for the Black Lotus in Wang Feng's hand, this planet would have been annihilated in an instant, and countless lives would have been turned into ashes. It even extended to the galaxy where this planet was located. We are from the same hometown. There is no need to be so hostile, right? A smile appeared on Wang Feng's face. Great sage, am I not a human? To be precise, I am a human on this planet in another parallel universe. The blood flowing in my body is pure human blood. Sun Wukong was stunned. Clearly, he did not understand what Wang Feng was saying. Forget it. I can't explain it to you. Wang Feng withdrew the Black Lotus. At this moment, his main body strength could still be used for a while. He waved the Golden Lotus, and countless golden light sprinkled on Sun Wukong's body. Sun Wukong's body shook, and the wounds on his body healed at a visible speed. Even his body had become more powerful. The divine soul skill of the Golden Lotus had a terrifying effect on the Douluo continent. In other worlds, it did not seem to be weakened at all. Not only could the Golden Lotus increase one's combat strength, but it also had various extremely abnormal recovery effects. This is such a magical power. Sun Wukong withdrew the golden-hooped rod and sized Wang Feng up. This human is extraordinarily strong. That demon god was destroyed by him with a swing of his axe. He is too strong. Earlier, the heavenly court and I attacked together, but they were unable to destroy that demon god. Yet, it was destroyed by him with a swing of his axe. In fact, Sun Wukong was not clear about the imperial demon god situation. Wang Feng's attack earlier was similar to a finishing blow. Of course, it also caused great damage to the imperial demon god. Feels good, right? Wang Feng asked. Don't say. What exactly is this lotus in your hand? Sun Wukong scratched his neck. It is quite powerful. In my current state, I feel that Panjun is not my match. Since that is the case, then go. Wang Feng smiled and said, I will not disturb you from protecting this planet. After speaking, Wang Feng glanced at the heavenly court. The heavenly court was so huge. However, the bigger something was, the stronger the explosion earlier. Even if the heavenly court was not destroyed, it would have lost many of its functions. Wait, I old son ask you, what is your name? Sun Wukong asked. My name is Jiu Ikai. Wang Feng casually said. Jiu Ikai. Sun Wukong mumbled, "What kind of lousy name is this?" Wang Feng smiled and did not stay. Using the remaining might of his main body, he immediately entered the wormhole that was about to disappear. The explosion earlier was too terrifying. Even if Wang Feng had absorbed it in time, the wormhole would have been affected and might have been destroyed. If he did not return in time, he might not be able to return to the Dark Devil world. Seeing Wang Feng leave, Sun Wukong brandished the Jingu Bang a few times. With the support of the Golden Lotus, although it could only last for an hour, it was more than enough. Because at this moment, the Heavenly Court did not have much fighting power left. Panjin, come down for your grandpa's son. Sun Wukong flew towards the Heavenly Court. Within the Heavenly Court, Panjun's face was gloomy as he looked at the shattered Heavenly Court. He felt that something was not right. Earlier, that demon god was so easily defeated by them. In the end, another demon god came. However, this demon god was unexpectedly powerful. The strangest thing was that human who appeared at the end, destroyed with one axe. Panjin had lived for so long, but he had never heard of such a powerful person in the universe. But now, he had appeared on this planet. It was really frightening. Now, he had disappeared. It was really strange. General, we are stationed on an immortal ship outside the atmosphere. We sensed a familiar aura coming toward us. At this time, a soldier covered in scars reported, "It's the aura of an angel." An angel? Panjun's eyes flashed coldly. That energy just now was filled with the aura of destruction and evil. That's right, such a huge energy explosion. Although it was absorbed by that human and disappeared immediately, this place is very far away from the Angel Nebula. How could they sense it so quickly? It should be an angel patrolling a nearby star system or carrying out a special mission. The soldier said in a low voice. Suddenly, he muttered a few words. A talisman appeared in midair. The talisman immediately turned into a holographic projection. Blazing Sun, Heavenly Tao, why are you not staying on the Blazing Sun planet? What are you doing here? Also, why is there such a powerful energy fluctuation on this planet? Evil Ruthless, what the hell are you doing? The holographic projection turned into an angel wearing silver armor with a pair of white wings on his back. You're just a patrolling angel. What makes you think you are qualified to question me? Panjun's eyes turned cold. As if they were separated by time and space, his aura alone destroyed the projection in front of him. But soon, another holographic projection appeared in front of Panjun. What about me? A cold and arrogant voice came faintly. Seeing this figure, Panjun's eyes narrowed. The right-wing guard of the Holy Kaisha and the strongest warrior in the Angel Nebula. Of course you are qualified. Angel. Phone. Chapter 1473. Douluo Divine World. At the end of the Star Soul Road, the Sea of Reincarnation, she stood in the endless sea like a goddess from the 9 heavens. She looked up at the sky, which reflected the golden sea as if it could reflect the light of the universe. What a womanizer. Unfortunately, I helped you find her location, but can you find her? Shiyu murmured softly. Every life has a mission when they are born. She has her mission, and you have yours. In the vast universe, the stronger an existence is, the more insignificant they feel. In the endless universe, there are many karmic reasons between life. If you can have a smooth journey in the dark demon world, it's fine. If not, I'm afraid you'll end up with nothing. In the end, you'll only be accompanied by loneliness and darkness. Another cycle of reincarnation, the origin tribulation. I don't know if the person you found this time will succeed. The universe's calamity is coming. In this era, I don't know how many worlds will disappear, be born, be reincarnated, and end and start again. She murmured. Her fingertip tapped the void, and endless golden waves rolled on her fingertip, finally forming an image. However, should I tell you this news or not? She bent her index finger and gently touched her chin, looking at the image. In the image, it was a woman with 3 wings on her back. She turned into endless golden light and entered a space-time tunnel in the void domain, and then disappeared. In the end, she's an angel god of the divine world. In that universe, her power was strengthened and evolved, and she mastered more mysterious methods. She still can't erase the imprint of the divine world. She suddenly laughed. That's interesting. I won't tell you for now, although this was one of your conditions. But you didn't say that I'll tell you immediately when I find her. If I tell you now, you can't do anything. When you completely control the power of the origin tribulation, it won't be too late to find her and become the true origin tribulation divine king. Dark demon world. Infinite demon domain. Not long after the imperial demon god entered the wormhole. In the sky, there were still demon ships waiting for the imperial demon god's victorious return. The imperial demon god's movements were very big. The demon ships under his command moved out together, and soon, the entire infinite demon domain was alerted. This was the demon god's fleet. That faction did not dare to keep an eye on it at all times. Moreover, the fact that the imperial border demon god had mobilized such a large fleet was enough to prove that he was going to do something big. Only when a realm war would such a large fleet be mobilized. Soon, many soul demons figured out that it was to deal with Dai. Then it's fine. Basically, any soul demon who was slightly older would have heard about the hatred between Dai and Yujiang from their elders. No, to be precise, it was the hatred between the 9 great demon gods and Dai. Back in the Abyss Sea Devil Zone, demon god Huanghai did not make a move, mainly because demon god Huanghai did not belong to the old era. They were the demon gods of the new era. They were extremely talented and peerless. Their hatred for Dai demon god was not high. Even if they wanted to test him, they would not use such a large fleet. It was obvious that they wanted Dai demon god to die. His killing intent was very strong. Soon, many forces who received the news secretly rushed over. They didn't want to see the truth, but they wanted to see the result. Few fiend celestials would mobilize such a massive fleet. Of course, it was more of a deterrent. Some soul demons who had lived for a long time secretly said that the imperial border demon god was trying to boost his courage. In the old era, the imperial border demon god was very afraid of Dai. He didn't even have the courage to face him. For a time, many forces and demonic figures surrounded this desolate area. You old soul demon, you're talking nonsense. The imperial border demon god is one of the 9 supremes of our dark demon realm. How can he be afraid of Dai? Or is he trying to boost his courage? You don't know how strong the imperial border demon god is, do you? Dozens of miles away from the wormhole, a young high-rank soul demon sneered. This young high-rank soul demon was probably only 200 or 300 years old. He was considered very young. There were several young high-rank soul demons beside him. Most of them were outstanding descendants of the major families of the infinite demon zone. When they heard that the imperial border demon god had led his fleet to this place to capture and kill Dai, they immediately ran overexcitedly to see the result. Opposite them stood an old soul demon. The old soul demon was stooped and only 2 meters tall. He was so skinny that he didn't seem to have much flesh on his body. His face was extremely terrifying. It was as if a skeleton had been put on a layer of human skin. Even among soul demons, he was an anomaly. What do you young people know? The old soul demon smiled and shook his head. The imperial border demon god is the object of worship for you young people in the infinite demon zone. He is also the demon god that countless soul demons revere. But in the eyes of us soul demons from the old era, he's merely at the cusp of the storm. Using a phrase from a certain mortal realm, he's at the cusp of the storm. Even an animal can fly if he stands at the cusp of the storm. If it weren't for bullshit, several high-rank soul demons couldn't stand it anymore. They immediately wanted to beat the old thing up. Anyway, this old thing looked unfamiliar to them. They didn't know where he came from. Young people nowadays like to fight. The old soul demon held a dead wood in his hand, his expression unchanged. Well, I'm in a good mood today. I'll talk to you. When the imperial border demon god was still a demon monarch, Dai had just been recruited by the Yama Lord. At that time, Dai's strength was at most the same as the imperial border demon god, or even a little weaker. Later, when the imperial border demon god became a demon lord, Dai had already become a demon god. Later, when Dai's name shook the dark demon realm, the Imperial Border Demon God was still a demon lord. It was not until Dai was personally appointed as one of the 9 demon gods by the Yama Lord that he barely became a demon god. But when the Imperial Border Demon God was still a demon monarch, he had already formed a grudge with Dai. Before that, he had always wanted to surpass him. Unfortunately, the gap between him and Dai is like the gap between the Desolate Sea Demon Zone and the Heavenly Dream Demon Zone, which are the furthest in the Dark Demon Realm. They are 7 demon realms apart. The Old Soul Demon looked at the majestic fleet in the distance. A trace of contempt flashed in his eyes. Do you know why the Imperial Border Demon God formed a grudge with Dai? Love? Asked a high-ranked soul demon. That's right. The Old Soul Demon glanced at him and praised. All the intelligent beings in this world can't escape love. We soul demons are the same. Love has no cause, but it is the demon-devouring medicine. Back then, the Imperial Border Demon God was obsessed with a woman. That woman only fell in love with Dai, the one who ruled the Dark Demon Realm at that time. In the beginning, the Imperial Border Demon God's heart was not bad. He only wanted the woman to be happy. TSK, TSK, TSK. Unfortunately, Dai rejected the woman's love. He made her life worse than death. But even so, she did not choose the Imperial Border Demon God. This made the Imperial Border Demon God jealous of Dai. That you're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.